This is the Violent Professional Podcast.
Woo! Really? Woo!
What are we drinking here?
This is Tin Cup Tenure.
Sick.
It's really good.
Cheers.
Yeah. I remember your last encounter with Tin Cup. At least the one the one that I was at.
That's where we're Whoa! Whoa!
Just
fucking Amp City!
mindlessly screaming songs at the fire. It was great.
Yeah. Is that going to fuck your shoulder up at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm squishy. That's all right.
You got enough room?
Yeah. I'll start crowding you a little bit.
Yeah.
So we got we got David and Peter today.
David
Wook in the Woods. Mike, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Real good.
How you been? It's been a while since I yelled at you on that episode.
Yeah. I still haven't watched any of the John Wick movies. So
You haven't watched them still?
Still haven't watched them, yeah.
Well,
No, everything.
I don't like you now.
Well, sorry. Not really.
I thought we had something and you're gonna go watch it. God damn, that shit burns, dude. It's like going,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
feels like I'm hollow and it's going all over my lungs and shit.
I stopped drinking beer, and now I just drink bourbon all the time. So I don't know if that's an upgrade or a downgrade, but beer is worse for you? I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know the nutrition of alcohol. I just know that I like it.
I actually looked it up last night. What does a Coors Light have? It's got about 40 carbs and fucking 100 calories per. And I was like counting it because I'm trying to be healthier and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like counting all my shit. I put it in the app and it's like, fuck, I can't drink tonight. Allergies are acting up.
Yeah, no, because I don't drink Coors, I always drink IPAs, and you figure they're. Should I pull this closer?
Yeah, you should. Just a general fist, like when you're like, right there. You're good.
No, but I figure the heavier beers are probably worse for you. So I've just been.
David knows all about it. He's an IPA fanatic.
Yeah, we've gotten into multiple debates over alcohol consumption.
Plus, I've gotten into smoking cigars a whole lot too, and bourbon and scotch goes better than beer does.
So you're just becoming a full blown alcoholic now.
Yeah.
You're an old man. You smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Talk about how it was in the good old days.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm at that age now. I'm 39. And there's lots of gray in my beard. So now I can be like, young punk whippersnapper.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
I think I got
a
more.
lot.
Who's got more, him or me?
Mine's.
David.
Yeah, probably. Mine's longer, so it's just more accentuated. I've got that sweet, like, silver streak, though, right here.
Oh, yeah.
That one section of hair, like.
That's the only gray I have. It's just.
So what's up? You guys were on a winter camp, and you had something to talk about.
I forgot.
What were we going to talk? Oh, we were talking.
I don't know.
We were talking about pornography because I have opinions on pornography.
You have, I was
Let's
curious.
do it.
What's your opinions on pornography?
So I used to be bad.
Why do you wait? Let's go back. Why are you bringing this up though? Were you watching a shit ton of porn last night? And
no, I don't watch porn anymore.
Okay,
I swore it off.
Why?
Because it fucked me up mentally.
Why?
So
you thought you could just you felt like it was any time was a good time to pretend you were a doctor and just go, let me take your temperature and like run up.
Got him in trouble.
Not even that. Not
She's
even
like,
that.
oh, sir.
Not even that, but like
I need it so badly.
You train yourself to get aroused watching another dude fuck a girl.
Okay.
So when you're in that position and you're not watching two other people do it, your mind is fucked up.
But what if I want to look at a couple through the window and then I can't get hard because I swore off pornography because I always get hard looking at two people fuck.
Well, that's probably illegal anyway. You're a voyeur.
Yeah.
That's a whole different category.
Okay, well,
now we're going into like.
I was asking for somebody else, not me.
So okay, so keep going. Like, what are your thoughts?
So I haven't like read a ton into it, but I know that it can mess you up mentally.
Yeah.
Which it did for me for a long time, where I just couldn't figure it out, just because I went deep down that rabbit hole after a couple of failed relationships, and it's just like I don't want to mess with women anymore, but I still had a high sex drive, so it was like porn was the answer, and I don't have to worry about all the other crap that comes along with it, and it messed me up to the point where it was hard to get my shit up for when I had a girl in my bed, and I was just like, why is this? And I actually went to sexual therapy, like mental therapy for that stuff.
Really?
And they had to undo.
Mike's like,
what's happening?
Mine's blown right now.
So like when I fell over into your tent all hammered, you almost thought about fucking my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh man,
sweet. There.
I love you, man. And he's like, I love you too.
Yeah. When you fell in the tent, and then that night when you came over and like plopped on my side, and you're like, I love you, man. I love you so much. And I was like, oh yeah, fuck. Tell me how much you love me.
I love you this much.
So talk about it. Like, what was it that got you to, because you seem to have a pretty strong opinion about it.
I didn't understand just because of living through. I didn't understand why I was having issues in the bedroom, of issues of just not being able to get aroused. So I got on pills, and they didn't do anything. So obviously it wasn't a physical thing. And I did tests where they would have me sleep with a cock ring on and see if I woke up and if
there's some kinky doctors. Like, hey man, put this shit on.
Tumescence monitor, right?
Well, you sleep with a cock ring on.
Sorry, you guys were serious. I was
to see if you can get hard at night. So if you're getting hard at night, when
you put a cock ring on me on any, I'm gonna get fucking hard as a rock.
It depends on how hard you're putting the cock ring on, I assume. But
how small it is.
Yeah, is it just the top of a soda bottle?
Yeah. I make my own sometimes.
It's the poor man's cock ring. Yeah. But they did all that to see, and I could, like, when I wasn't in the situation with a girl, I could get erections, no problem. But as soon as I was there, like, my mind was fucked up where I can't get aroused just making out and feeling up this girl. I have to watch 2 other people do it. So it was a psychological thing for me. Pills didn't work. If you have a psychological impotence issue, pills don't do nothing for you. Mm-hmm. So, and it took me a couple years of therapy to get out of that. So porn is a bad thing. There's a reason it's free. It's bad for you.
Yeah, you can't really sell porn anymore. Yeah. You used to be able to sell
unless
porn.
It's like an Instagram chick and they're like, go to my
OnlyFans,
right? OnlyFans, like, who's paying for that?
But see, here's what's interesting too is by the time you get to that, you're subscribing to an OnlyFans, you got a major hard-on for one individual.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even porn. You're fucking on some other level of, you know what I mean?
I don't even think it's that. It's, so going out and talking to girls at bars, I'm not the best looking dude I will admit that I am the best looking fat guy who's probably ever lived, you know what I mean? But that's hard for people to get past sometimes. I'll go to bars and talk to girls, and girls are refreshed that actually, like, they're like, it's refreshing that someone has the balls to come up and talk to me.
Yeah.
Because guys won't do it anymore. Because with social media, it's just, I'm just going to DM them. I'm going to DM them. So
I'm sure that's a whole new thing with COVID and the masks. Like, nobody's talking about. It's like, no babies were, like, mostly no babies were being made during this fucking past year. What has been a year and a half?
Right.
No
new babies, I would assume.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people are like,
making babies.
People are not having children at the same rate during this time. It's fucking weird, and part of that is because, like, no one's fucking just going, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah,
my name's Bob,
and everybody's locked down. And part of that too is with, like, now the COVID thing is a great thing. People are so afraid to talk to each other. I see that when I'm out doing my job. I'll be walking up and I'll need to get a signature for something.
Do you interact?
They'll be yelling at me through the door. Just leave it at the door. I need a signature. Just leave it at the door. I need a signature.
The greatest lie next to religion.
I need a signature? Yeah.
No. The COVID.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's
unless you're like talking about the spaghetti monster. The flying spaghetti monster.
I find those pictures hilarious where someone's like, who I'd like to see who the first person was that thought of that. Like, I'm going to see if I can get the DMV to let me put a colander on my head for for my DMV photo. Yeah. It's like, I'm the flying spaghetti monster worshiper.
So there's a reason why it's free.
What are your opinions on porn? Are you just a porn junkie?
No. I don't look at it. I think when I was younger,
he just listens to it.
I listen to it.
I like the way it sounds like someone's punching a colander full of spaghetti.
No, you know what it is like. It's fascinating you have that kind of position on it. I've not, like, ever had any kind of a negative thing from it. My personal beliefs, I don't know. Well, I haven't had any issues. I haven't looked at porn either, but
everybody's wired differently too. Because I have friends who were as big a porn hounds as I was, and they don't have issues.
Do you have addiction in your family at all? Like,
no.
You know what I mean?
My cousin Jeff's an alcoholic, but like, he's the only one.
Okay.
I think that came from his mom's side, who's not blood related to me.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather had drinking issues, but it was, I think, because of World War II, and then also, like, he ran away from home at like 12 and became a cowboy, and, like, ran away from Massachusetts and worked at a dude ranch at 13 years old in Oklahoma just to get away from his dad, because his dad would beat him every day. I think that's where some of the alcohol issues came from him. But nobody else has addiction issues at all.
Sure,
like
sure.
we joke around about how much I drink now and am I an alcoholic? No, absolutely not, because I drink maybe once or twice a week.
Okay.
I don't have to have a drink every single day.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, so that would be my next question is, have you found any other, like, addictive vices in your life?
Video games.
Okay. Well, that's
video games got addicting for a while, whereas that's all I want to do.
You getting
and that
a dopamine rush and shit from that? Or
not even that. I think it speaks to, like, especially Xbox with, like, the achievements. That's
what they're designed for.
I just have to grind. Like, I need that. I need this achievement, and it's just
wow.
I just wasted 5 hours on this video game. So.
Yeah,
that's why I play PlayStation, because we don't fucking.
Oh really? Because you like to smoke pole? That's it's called Gay Station for a reason.
Gay Station. But that's fascinating.
You know, I don't give a shit about that. When you've seen me play, I'm like fucking detonating. I'm strapping C4 to anything I'm driving and killing myself just to get 15 people.
All I hear is Mike's like. On the keyboard.
Well, because like I could add one of these mics or whatever, which is like sound dampening, or that one, which is like a fucking monster to deal with.
Right.
But I have this stupid USB microphone, and it's like sits on my desk right next to my fucking keyboard. Is like like this.
So you just hear the
fucking like.
Let's go get him, David. All right, I got to piss. Hold on.
Back before I got speaking of microphones, back before I got the headset I have now playing, and I don't play Xbox a whole lot anymore. Me and Dan play Destiny 2 or 3 nights a week, but the microphones that were out for Xbox were just terrible. So you could hear everything in the belt. Like you'd fart and someone would be like, "Dude, who just ripped ass?" Like that was a real cheek slapper. But I used to have this thing where I'd be death gripping my controller if we were playing like online against other people, because I'm just so into it. Like I'm gonna break my controller, and they could tell when I was shooting at somebody because like my microphone would be here, and I'd always have like a sharp inhale in my nose when I'd start shooting at somebody. I'm like, and they're like, "Peter, are you in a firefight over there?" Like all we hear is just weird stuff that I never noticed, and people are like, "I don't think I can play with you anymore."
So I have the PC and like we'll play Warzone.
Yeah.
And like I'll do this thing where I'm very like precise doing, mouse and keyboard, and then all of a sudden it's just like every key, blah, and I'm like, blah, like, oh fuck. I was like, that guy was cheating. Dude, he was cheating. I fucking shot him, but it's me just like spraying up in the air, fucking freaking out.
You see the kill cam, you're just running in circles. You're like, maybe I'm a bitch. I don't know.
Well, dude, you're like super honest about, like, I've never met anyone as honest about,
I used to be like really bad where I just kept stuff in, and it wrecked me like mentally, like just a wreck where I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to create waves. I wanted everybody to like me. I don't want everybody to have a negative opinion about me, and it destroyed me. I was just miserable. Just, oh, you want me to do that? All right, I don't want to do it. And now I read this book, and I forget.
Were you kind of like a pushover at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Just let people walk all over me. And that's the good friends that I have now, still to this day, are the people who didn't take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So, and we're always like, you need to stand up for yourself. Like, you can't just keep doing this. So, but now I don't like. Obviously, there's people like. I would like people to like me, but if you don't, I'm not going to go out of my way to make you like me any more than you already do. So, or you already don't. It really doesn't matter to me anymore. So
that's good.
I am whose I am, and that's all that I am.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the side of growing up. We all got to get past. I think a lot of people think that way. Like try to impress people or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's why I have a podcast, because I haven't grown past that yet.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to like me, and then when
spam those likes.
I'm like, you're blocked.
He needs those likes right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the likes.
I
don't talk to anybody. I stay at home all the time.
I just posted a thing like that, and it was somebody that had like a spoon and with a lighter underneath it, and then the lights on top of it.
Social
Absolutely.
media, just like that, dude.
Yeah.
Social media, 100%.
And that's why, like, I used to get on there and argue with people, but it's taxing. And I'll get worked out just arguing with people in the comments.
Uncana is a CBD company. They make all kinds of CBD products which help people get over shit like anxiety, aches and pains, and general bullshit of the world. Uncana takes the edge off of life. Everybody's talking about CBD. There's a lot of great companies out there. But if I'm going to pick a company to put in my fucking body, I'm going to choose Uncana. You go to uncana.com, you use code VIOPRO, you get 25% off of all of the CBD products. At least go there and research. They got plenty of information, some fact sheets, the data on how pure and safe their product truly is. What do you have to lose, kids? Go check it out on Canada.com and make sure you use VioPro at checkout for 25% off your entire order of CBD.
But people posting stuff like, oh, look at all these homeless people I helped today. And I'd always be like, yeah, it didn't happen if it's not on the gram, bud. And then everybody would be attacking me like, oh, he's doing something generous. It's like, why does he have to tell everybody about it? He's doing it for clout. He's not doing it to be a nice person.
So I've got a couple things. Waka Flocka Flame, bro. Yeah. He was just on social media last night. For some reason, it came up on my feed. He's like, man, I don't fucking post that shit for clout. He's like, you fucking corny as shit if you do a good deed and you fuck. Yeah. I don't know if that's how he talks. Waka! Yeah. Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka. Or he says, fly. I think of the monster thing on Muppets is like, Waka Waka. Waka Flocka Flame. No, he was talking about how like when people post that shit, them doing a good deed. Yeah. Like feeding a homeless person or like giving a couple dollars to somebody that's in need. He's like, people post that shit and they're corny as fuck. He goes, I just help people and then I don't tell anybody about it. He goes, because why the fuck do I care what anybody? He goes, I get the experience of doing something good and I feel good. I don't have fucking other people tell me I'm doing good.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I agree. I 100% agree with that. So when we had that the mini snowpocalypse that we had like 2 weeks ago, or I posted where I work, they canceled. We weren't having any deliveries that day. So I was on my way to work, and they're like, "Oh, go home." I was like, "Oh, I was trying to rip Brody's in the work truck," but they told me to go home. And I was like, "Well, I'm all ready to go." So there's a page that does like Tacoma, Washington, where I live. And I posted a thing, hey, I have the day off if anybody, because I have the 4x4 and it shouldn't get stuck in anything that we had the other day, even though it's been stuck once in the snow. And I posted, hey, if anybody needs help, throw me a direct message and I'll come help you out. I have traction boards, I've got a shovel, I've got nothing going on today, I'll come tow you out. And so I posted that, and I ended up helping, and I'm not trying to do this for clout, I know we just talked about it. I ended up helping like 14 people out that day.
Sick, dude.
And I didn't record and post any of it at all.
If you hear this, give Peter a bunch of likes right now. Yeah. He doesn't want that clout, but fucking like it. Give him comments, likes.
Oh, fuck that.
He needs intangible currency in his life. Do it.
Yeah. And that was the thing too, is I've been looking at like what's tangible and what's not tangible. Mm-hmm. Likes don't mean anything. The amount of followers I have on social media don't mean anything. It's not tangible. It's not something I can hold. It's not something. Yeah. It really, I mean, honestly, what's tangible in this life? We can't take anything to the grave. You can take it with you to the grave.
I'm taking both of you to the grave.
I mean, only
be gentle.
Don't know when it's going to happen.
I mean, only if we're in like doggy style position in a custom coffin.
It's like the human centipede, but with 2 dudes or 3 dudes fucking.
Yeah.
Not ass to mouth, just straight up like a pile, a man
however
pile.
We're positioned in the coffin, there has to be a bronze statue on top so everyone can see it.
You like look at the coffin, it's shaped like 3 legs wide, and it's like in this fucking doggy style. Like, what is that? You open it up, Grandpa. Fucking 3 old corpses just fucking.
Just fucking decrepit. Yeah.
We've been dead for a long time. It's just skeletons in there.
Why does it smell like cock in here? Yeah.
Your fucking family goes, why does it smell like cock?
Why does it still smell like cock? But it would be like the youngest granddaughter. She's like, well, why does it smell like cock in here? It's like, Susie, why do you know
I smell cum everywhere. It smells like a nice autumn day.
Reminds me of my first day of college.
It reminds me of the first harvest of spring.
First harvest of spring.
Under the new moon.
Oh, my God.
All right, I said I'd do one. Let me do one more. You want to pour me, bartender?
Oh, yeah, you doing? Okay.
I'm doing one more.
Do the honors.
I've got an effect on people. There's a dude I went to high school with. His name was Justin Bingman, and he was the first person I ever drank with. We were like 15. He was the meanest fucking drunk on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't drinking, like, I worked hard to get a hobo to buy us that beer, and you've only fucking had one. And he would, like, scream at you.
A hobo?
And make you drink. Yeah. He would go, there was like a homeless dude out by the convenience store, or that lived behind the convenience store in the bushes where he lived, and he would go give the dude money. you get yourself a 6-pack, get us a 24-pack. And the dude would do it for him all the time. So we were 15.
Dope,
he's
dude.
like, I worked so hard to get this beer. You've only had one. You're a fucking disappointed. Just scream at you. Like, all right, I'll drink another one. Our buddy Chris, who's like passed on now, he was like, there was one time where Chris passed out, and I don't think he was drunk. He'd had 2 beers. And I think was just tired from school because we played sports.
Trying to pay attention.
And this Justin
in my
guy
bones
didn't.
now.
Yeah.
Dude.
And he was like kicking Chris, and Chris was like passed out. Like, wow, I'm trying to sleep. He's like, get the fuck up and keep drinking. It's
Why'd
like,
you keep
dude.
drinking with him?
No,
He sounds like an asshole.
Yeah,
You just get your beer.
He was great. Yeah, he was an asshole when he was drunk, but he was a super great dude when he wasn't drunk. It's one of those Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type people.
Oh yeah.
So, which I've known more as I've gotten older, but
Yeah. I remember when I was. This is related to drinking, but we didn't have to have hobos that travel the fucking railroads.
right.
We would just go to certain places where they would sell to anybody.
Yeah.
So I lived near a town called Rosendale in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was like me and 2 other friends. We'd get our rollerblades on and fucking rollerblade 2 miles down to Rosendale across this bridge.
Tell me your friend was Seth Green, and you were in a movie called Airborne.
No. But I remember we used to rollerblade because we do people would skateboard. We were like the fucking rebels, and we'd like rollerblade, jump downstairs and shit like that. And we'd rollerblade to the center of town to this and we'd rollerblade through the store, this dumpy little fucking bodega looking thing. And we'd get an 18-pack of a fucking Red Dog for like $9.
Fuck yeah.
It was so fucking cheap. I remember we would get shit housed on rollerblades, just drunk driving on our rollerblades through town.
Just fucking trash.
Yeah.
You know what the hardest part about rollerblading is? Telling your parents
Don't
you're gay.
fucking do it. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie
I still
Airborne?
haven't told her. What?
Have you seen the movie Airborne? Did you get that reference?
No, I didn't.
You need to watch it. So there's like a radical 1980s.
Is this the one where they push the elephants out of the back of a C-130?
I think that's
Aircraft?
that's
Dumbo
like
Drop.
Operation
Oh.
Dumbo Drop. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's his name? Ray Liotta's in that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like,
I don't know.
oh, what should I follow Goodfellas up with? Operation Dumbo Drop. But
I remember that.
no, so it's Airborne. So I believe like the radical 1980s, 90s movies. I've always said this should be in a 3-pack, and it's the movie Rad, which is a BMX movie, and then Gleaming the Cube, which
It's a
is
skateboard movie.
And Tony Hawk is like 16 years old in that movie. He's the pizza delivery driver. And then Airborne, and it's got Seth Green in it, and it's like Jack Black's first movie.
Yeah.
And he's you now that you know who Jack Black is, you're like, that's totally Jack Black right there, because he plays Jack Black in the movie, but it's a rollerblading movie.
Okay.
And they have to like rollerblade down Devil's Spine against the rival high school.
Oh,
it's
man.
so great. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Everybody
will.
needs to watch that movie. It's amazing.
But the hard part for those old movies, I can't watch them, man. It's like the old ass. I don't know.
Why
like,
is that?
I just don't like how as time goes on, the old quality just it fucking bothers me.
Is it the video quality that bothers
Yeah.
you, or it's the shitty story?
Maybe that's just me. Well, yeah, it's maybe a combination of both.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Obviously,
Star Wars is different.
Star Wars is ahead of its time. But if you watch the old movie, if you want to watch the old unedited movies, you're watching VHS quality.
Yeah.
Like on because I legit bought a Laserdisc player just so I could have the original unedited movies before George Lucas fucked them all up. And the video quality is terrible, but I can get past that if the movie's good enough.
Yeah.
So these movies are good enough. I think you can get past it.
Airborne.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen John Wick yet.
Yeah. What does that have to do with roller?
We're just gonna bring that up every time you're on an episode. You got to talk about John Wick now.
You gotta see.
I need
John
like
Wick.
15 more shots, and then I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you! You don't understand John Wick, bro."
fucking
That whole episode, dude. I was just. Did you listen to that one?
Yeah.
It was like every time he talked, I was like, and then another thing. Like,
And then
like
this
not
happened in
letting him
John Wick,
fucking
and I was
talk.
like, sweet. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen this movie. Still haven't seen it.
I got them all. If you want them,
Not really.
you don't.
I'll do it on my own time.
Okay.
I just started
They're
watching.
cool.
I know they're cool. Like everybody raves about it. Everybody's been raving about Letterkenny for the last 4 years, and I just watched my first
yeah.
episode.
I
Like
still
a week,
have not
like
gotten
4
on
days
board
ago.
with that.
you like it?
Oh, dude, it's great.
Yeah.
What do you think of it? You seem like you
I've
don't
seen.
like it.
I was forced to watch one episode. Maybe that's why I don't like.
I forced Nate to watch it.
I'm not like dying to see it.
Right.
You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah.
The dude that is like the main character is
Wayne.
funny.
Yeah.
But like,
It's just
I was forced to watch it, and I'm just like, I want to do something else. So
there's parts I like when you have time. Do you have Not to plug. Do you have the streaming service that it's on right now that starts with an H and ends with a U?
Hulu? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm not trying to plug anything on your show.
Well, nobody watches or listens to this shit.
Are you gonna pay us?
This is why I keep doing
Are
it.
you gonna pay us here though? Like, and you can start putting like, blur this out. It's not bang unless you fucking pay us to put it on here. But
It's we put Strikeforce Energy inside the Bang cans,
oh, sweet.
and we use code Evil Vibes when we get it.
That's why I'm extremely erect right now. That strike was actually because I was buying just a ton of bangs and a ton of bangs all the time at work. Yeah. Because I need, like, I drive for a living, so if there's a day where I'm just like groggy, I need to have something. And I was spending so much money on that. And I bought that Strikeforce, and it's so much cheaper just putting it in water. It's amazing. So
yeah, you got
Strikeforce Energy code Evil Vibes.
You got to watch out though because you can go over the top. You're just like. In the morning, I'm just like putting it in there like this. I fill up this thing. There's Strikeforce in here. I just go slam the top, dude.
So I have the packets.
Okay.
And then
that's hard. That's harder than having a thing by your sink and you're just like,
yeah,
this is great. No, I have the packets, and I break them out if I need it while I'm at work, and because I've been trying to. I'm drinking it right now, but I've been trying to like wean myself off of energy drinks because it got to the point where I'd be like, I need 4 bangs today because 3 doesn't do jack shit for me anymore. Yeah, and I was some of the routes that I deliver on are to like hospitals, and I've talked to like the nurses there, and they're like, somehow we got on the topic a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, how many of those do you drink a day? I was like, 4.
All of them.
And they're like, you're going to die. You should stop. And it's like,
and then you point at her all aggressively and you go, you're going to die.
Yeah. And then you leave.
No, you're going to die.
Yeah. It won't be from energy drinks. It'll be from COVID when I die.
It'll be from my 69 that I put on you aggressively as I watch the porn and know this is how things goes.
Yeah.
Kick it back to the doctor. You're like, I have to take your thermometer. I have to take your temperature. That's what I saw on TV one time.
Yeah.
And then you flip her over, 69er right there. Through her pants.
I like to 68 him because then I owe her one.
How do you 68?
I don't know. It's just a 69, but I owe you one. That's from Letterkenny. There's a whole episode like, where it's nothing. It's nothing but pickup lines. I'm just like writing them down. Like, this is great. I'm gonna get slapped so many times the next time I'm at the bar.
So back on the fucking pornography issue. Okay. How's it been going since your recovery?
So I've been in a bit of a dry spell, but it's actually been better. So it like. I've never had anxiety, but I would get into the bedroom and just be like that fucked with me too when I had issues getting it up because of that, because I've now trained myself to get aroused watching another dude have sex with a chick. It's like, hey, can someone come out here and start fucking her so I can get a boner, and then I'll just tag in. But
Gangsta needs a fucking fluffer before he goes out.
Yeah. Someone with rough hands, preferably.
Rough hands.
He's in the makeup chair, like he just has this whole setup. He's getting makeup on him, and
there was a whole checklist of stuff that they wanted me to do, like.
Who's they? What do you mean?
The doctor's office.
Okay.
Like my therapist and my doctor's office. Yeah. So I went to a urologist. They made sure there was nothing medically wrong with me, fingers in the butthole and all that stuff. Jeez. We'll talk about that story here in a second, because it's the fingers in the butt's not bad, but it was afterwards when. Like because they put a bunch of lube in your ass, right? We're gonna go on a tangent right here.
How many fingers did they use?
He used. I think it was one.
He put his hands on my shoulders and he used 2 fingers.
This is what? This is your butthole. Obviously, it's not that big, right?
Your ass is that big?
This is your butthole, right?
For everybody listening and not watching, Peter's making a butthole sign with his hand, which is about approximately 2 inches wide.
It's about the size of a 50-cent piece.
Okay,
like John F. Kennedy in my asshole, but
So when you fart, it goes.
When I fart, it's like because I got the big butt cheeks. I get fucking cheek slappers. So, but
round of applause. Keep that booty clapping.
So they want to make sure it's not your prostate. So you do the prostate check, and it's 1 finger in the butt, and I guess your prostate, like you've seen, like I forget what it's called, like the buffer retention spring in an AR. Where it where it holds the piston back.
Yeah.
I guess that's what your prostate is in the butthole.
Okay.
And they just
buffer retention spring.
Yeah, so it's a buffer retention spring, and they just do this, and you feel it, and you're just okay. That feels weird, right?
Yeah.
But when he pulls out, there's so much lube in your ass because they want to make it as play. He didn't look at me. I was a little irritated that he didn't.
I've had it happen. I've had it done before. I just try not to pay attention.
So I paid attention. It was my first time doing it. because you're not supposed to have to do it until you're 40. But
They always ask you to bend over and drop your pants. Peter laid on his back and picked his ankles up like this. You're ready, Doc?
Damn, I guess I'm younger than you guys. What are you, 39?
I'm 38.
I'm 39, but I got mine. Yeah. The only reason I had to get mine done is because of this.
Okay.
Because of your
Otherwise, you would have waited till 40.
Right. I would have waited till 40. Okay. I mean, when you turn 35, it's smart. You don't even need to wait until 40. Don't put it off, because prostate cancer is a real thing. Yeah. So at 35, just start getting it done at 35.
It's funny because I every decade, like they keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that doctor just wanted to check out my butthole.
So maybe.
I was in like super good shape back then. He's like
like a toy guy.
It's weird because he didn't just go like, okay, we're gonna do a prostate check. He's like, bend over, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that's how he said it. I was like, what? And he's like, check it.
It's for medical.
Oh, it's medical reasons. And then he's like, no glove, dude. Like no glove.
Yeah.
Normally you see this.
I was amazed.
And then he slaps it. He fucking made me bend over and goes, damn, I'm gonna check your motherfucking asshole, bitch. I was like, what?
And then he started grabbing your cock and stroking it. You're like, okay.
Was this Dookie Howser?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He got under me, gave me
medicine.
He was like sucking my cock, and I'm like, this is part of the prostate exam. If it is, I'm okay with this. I'll get this every checkup.
Why is there 2 doctors watching?
He was underneath me like this, grabbed my butt cheeks, put his leg underneath my arms, and it was he was hanging there. I was like, is this a fucking... I guess that's where my prostate is. He's got to suck it out to check it.
He's got to suck all the farts out first. Yeah, to make room. Yeah.
He started...
I was amazed how he kept both his
pretended
hands on my shoulders.
I was like an air mattress and blowing it up with his mouth. Strikeforce Energy is a fucking fantastic fucking drink. You know, you get that shit and you fucking wake up in the morning. You know, it came in on the fucking Pony Express. You know, Paul Revere himself, if he was alive, he would have brought that shit right into your fucking suck hole. He'd take the fucking pump bottle, insert it into your face, and smash the top so you get that fucking natural flavor enhancer in your body. Now, I don't know if it's natural, but it sure as hell tastes like it belongs in my body. And it should belong in your body too. So go ahead, go to StrikeForceEnergy.com and use code EvilVibes at checkout and you get 20% off all of the shit that they have on their store. That includes fucking water bottles to put Strikeforce Energy in. It involves hats, cats. I don't know if they sell cats, but they probably should, you know. Get fucking as hyped as you can on fucking Strikeforce Energy like a cat on catnip, speaking of which. And with, you know, the hustle and bustle of busy life, why would you waste time going to the fucking gas station or the grocery store to get you a fucking energy drink when you could just have that shit on your counter ready to go? You get the pump bottle, you get the fucking packets, you squirt that shit in water, boom, you're fucking done and off to the races. Anyway, go to StrikeForceEnergy.com, use code EvilVibes for 20% off your entire order of Strikeforce Energy.
So dude, I'm just like so insanely like how baffled you're so proactive about your health. Like I'm
so proactive about my health because like Mike knows, like when I first started when I first met Mike, I was very unhealthy, both mentally and physically. So now it's something that, because that was a time in my life, not to go down a dark road, and I hate bringing it up all the time. That was a time in my
therapy,
life,
dude. Go.
Like if I died at 50, I would have been fine because I just don't want to live anymore.
Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit anymore. And now I want to try to live as long as possible because I actually enjoy life now. I enjoy going out and seeing people and hanging out and you know, going into the mountains. Like the mountains saved me, and that's, people post that shit, but the mountains like legit saved me. You know what I mean?
You gonna reattempt the Wonderland Trail?
I am, yeah. Okay. So I'd like
I'll be there for it.
I wanted to do Rainier for my 40th, but I think I'm just gonna do because my 40th,
you gonna go up to Muir? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I wanted to Summit.
Rainier. Okay.
But I think I'm gonna do Adams, my 40th trip around the sun next year, because I think I'm in good enough condition now. Because for work I walk, 12 miles.
Yeah,
a day.
dude.
I walk 12 miles a day. I'm constantly lifting heavy ass packages all day long.
You look way better. When I met him, I was like, holy shit! Like I didn't say that when I saw him, but I was like, holy fuck!
I don't remember what you looked like before.
I was 5. I'll show you a picture when we're all done. I was 500 plus. I was huge, like 7X t-shirts. I'm in a 3X now.
Yeah, he's like double the size.
I was like size almost 60 pants. Yeah. So now I'm in like a 42, and it's just it's nice. Just it's.
What was the reason?
Can see my dick now.
What?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, whip it out. Let's see it.
Yeah. You guys ready for 2 inches?
What was the
2 inches is murder at 90 miles an hour.
What was the reason for getting that big? It's not like you went on a mission to get fucking big. You're like, I'm gonna be the biggest fucking person ever.
I think after high school. So that like when I was talking about
you there.
When I was talking about video games and being addicted to video games, that was it. And it was video games really consumed my life. And I don't have nothing against video games. You can play them all you want, but I went like way overboard. I had friends who sabotaged their marriages because we were putting in like 50 hours a week.
Jeez.
50 hours a week playing Destiny. Like this one dude, Andrew, that I played with, his wife left him and took the kid. He lost his job and he got kicked out of college because we were playing Destiny all the time. And
Jesus
I was just
Christ.
fuck them, bro. They're ain't gonna know shit.
Yeah. That's
like
that's
1300s on Destiny, and it doesn't that doesn't fucking matter. All that other stuff that he lost mattered, but what mattered to us was that. And that's the thing is, I would go to work. I'd go to work for 7 hours. I think I was working for Car Toys at the time when I got real big, and it was I didn't have time to make my own food, so I just order a pizza. I'd down like 2 family-sized pizzas a day and just tons of Mountain Dew. So it was eating
2 liter bottles.
Oh yeah.
2 liter bottles a day.
2 liter bottles, and then at night, like for me, like
dude, don't fucking knock them. You got to do the do, bro.
Bro, extreme. And I had extreme Doritos too. Yeah, I was living the gnar life, bud.
He was shredding the gnar in a different.
It just became like videos consumed my entire life. And they're like, we were playing video games so much that we found out ways to make actual money off of playing video games. Like we were playing Elder Scrolls Online, and we were like a farming guild, and we were selling like really hard to find shit for real
Sound
money.
like such a dork. I don't even know what you're fucking saying.
I know. Yeah. So you go play it a bunch and play like raids or whatever on Elder Scrolls Online to get really hard to find armor pieces with like,
and then you sell that
god rolls, and we would sell them for real money.
Wow.
What year was this?
Was so when I started getting real big, and it really started right after high school because I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. Yeah. I was just kind of like in this.
You graduated in what?
2000.
2000. Okay,
2000. Yeah. Okay. So after high school, I was just working like retail jobs.
Sure.
And I never really enjoyed physical fitness or the outdoor. I liked getting into the outdoors, but I didn't like getting into the outdoors like I get into the outdoors now. And so really, I would go to work, come home, drink a bunch of beer, eat ice cream and shit. Like if I couldn't go to bed unless I ate myself to the point where I was like throwing up.
Jesus.
Yeah. Where I was just
wow.
like, let's eat.
So
until
you
we're
would
sick.
puke every night?
No, I wasn't puking,
okay.
but I'd just be like, oh, I'm sick now. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll sleep great.
Because that was full.
Yeah. And it was like full of like, it's not like I'm gonna go eat like a bag of broccoli. This will be great. And it's like, hey, let's go eat a tub of ice cream and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So and it was just, and I think it's just because it was from depression.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just don't give a shit. This is, eating makes me happy, and that's what I'm gonna. That's the only thing that seems to make me happy, and that's what I'm gonna do.
And then a vicious cycle of like you get bigger, and then you'd be more depressed.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah.
Without even thinking about it, it's just a subconscious thing that's continuously happening.
And it's not only getting bigger. I sabotaged so many relationships with really good girls that won't talk to me anymore. Back then, I'm amazed that I could pull them back then. It just shows how charismatic I am as a person.
Yeah.
But just sabotage it just because I was fucking miserable and I needed to make everybody else miserable around me. I was a horrible cunt back then. I was a terrible person back then. And like once like I just got to rock bottom where I had my pistol out and I was thinking about using it.
Yeah.
It was to the point where it was like, is this gonna hurt? Am I gonna do it right? You know what I mean? Just sitting there drunk, just looking at it like, am I gonna do it right? And then I came to the epiphany like, the way I'm thinking right now, this is old Peter. I don't want to be like that anymore. Yeah. So I put that away, and I think like the next day I saw your page and I saw the climb team. I was like, this is what I want to do. I started following you guys, and it was like motivation to get out there and start doing that shit.
Yeah.
That is
the mountain.
Mark and Daniel.
He hit me up.
Yeah.
And asked if I could do a special size because I didn't sell that big of a
The
shirt.
4X, yeah.
And he lived in Tacoma, and I just drove up there and handed it to him. That's why I met him. I was like, wow, this dude's huge.
And what you told me was there was a certain high-profile company that told you to kick fucking rocks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I asked them if they could make me a 4X t-shirt, right? Because I had 3Xs.
And
I asked them for a 4X, and somebody that worked for that company, that's a high-profile person.
Do you want to say it?
Sells coffee,
no,
right?
No, I'm not going to say it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Told me you should just lose the weight. You'll feel better about it, and then you'll fit into our shirts. I was like, okay, fuck me, right? Which I get.
It's a coffee company?
Yeah.
One of the biggest veteran-owned coffee companies?
Or may not have energy drinks. I don't know.
Yeah. Do they?
No, I'm trying to throw everyone for a loop.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just throw him under the bus.
No, I'm not going to, because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter. Because had that happened, I probably wouldn't have ordered anything from you.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be here right now. So everything, and I've really delved deeply into like spirituality and where I fit in the world now. And I hate the term "everything happens for a reason" because I believe in free will as well. But I believe you're presented you're presented with a crossroads, and it's your choice to go left and right. But you're fated to be in a situation. You're fated to be there, and it's your decision that determines the direction from there.
So, sorry to put a layman's spin on it. So you believe in the freeway, right? You have the free will to change lanes and do as you will, but you are still on that freeway.
I'm on that freeway. I have the option to take an off ramp and take a different road, going to the same destination.
Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your choice, though.
It's my choice.
The destination is the same. Okay, fascinating, dude.
We're all going to end up in the ground, man. It's just a matter of how and when.
Wow, dude, you're a fucking complex dude. I had no idea the fuck you, dude. Yeah. I'm you're an awesome dude.
I read a lot, man.
Yeah,
reading was always video games. I read a lot now, so it's just yeah. And I think that's where people are stuck at today, or everybody has their mind made up. And this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be at. I always want to change. I always want to better myself. I'm always trying to read. My opinions are always changing. Mm-hmm. My opinion's not just stuck. You look at politics and people are just like, it's this or it's this. And there's no other way. And it's no, it's more complex than that. And people don't fucking understand that. There's too much cronyism and teamism. It's all right if my team does it. It's not okay if their team doesn't. Nobody has any moral convictions anymore. Yeah. This is not right. It doesn't fucking matter who does it or who doesn't do it.
What's wrong with you?
You should get your prostate checked out, bro. Having to go to the bathroom all the time is a sign of a swollen prostate.
I should leave my dog out there and just let her maul people as they walk out. She's just sitting there her ears up, and she's just sitting all straight and shit. Fucking attacks.
Just put an action camera in the hallway so you can put it on the video.
She's watching the screen, just coming in. Fuck. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you've gone from such a negative part of your life by your own doing, right?
By my own doing.
That's
I don't blame anybody else for it except for me.
We all have choices to make these off ramps, right? Like you were talking about.
Yeah.
We all have these choices to become a shittier or a better version of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And for me, I have a similar thing going on. I'm drinking my ass off. It's been some of the best content that I put out is me just fucking hammering beers, coming in here and doing podcasts. And then I did one that I thought about recently, and I'm not going to say which one, but I was so fucking smashed, and I was just in the mode of doing podcasts and building content and putting out something every week, because my goal last year was to do one every week, and I ended up doing 37 some odd episodes. And so I was in 2021, I was I'm going to do 50 episodes, one every week. And so I was just while they're funny, I've never done a really bad episode.
Yeah.
I listened to it, and I asked somebody after they listened to it, I was like, could you tell how fucking drunk I was during it? And they were like, no, you sounded the same. I was like, yeah, but for me, it's embarrassing to listen to the certain episodes because I'm so fucking hammered because I'm not dealing with my own bullshit. Mm-hmm. I have bullshit going on in my life, much like many people, but I have different problems than other people, and I'm trying to deal with shit in my life. And I've talked about on the podcast about Arkansas and going there and dealing with I'm going there half of the month, starting at whatever time, and trying to deal with parenting issues with figuring out my ex-wife and how long I'm gonna have my son, and being in and out of the state. And I explained it to someone, Jacob, he's been on the podcast, and talking to him, because people that don't go around and tell people my issues. Like I just don't fucking do it, and I don't put it on the podcast or whatever. But like I have my own stuff going on where like, you know, and I'm like trying to work through the stuff and figure it out. So because of that, I've been drinking my fucking face off because at night I get so bored because my brain's always going and I'm just trying to slow it down. I'm just trying to fucking get it to stop thinking about business, thinking about content, thinking about this, spend time with my son or whatever, thinking about like the next day. It's like so much stimulus going on that I try to just slow everything down because my brain is such a high ops, like a high tempo type of thing.
It's just click.
Yeah, it's just like
it's escapism too.
Yeah.
So drinking super heavy to the point where you have to get drunk every night. It's escapism.
Yeah.
So it can be for slowing your mind down, but there's other ways to slow your mind down.
Yeah.
I don't meditate a lot, but there's been times where I'm so all over the place that I'll just have to drop to my knees in my room and just close my eyes and just all I'm thinking about is breathing.
Yeah.
And that's it. And just try to clear your mind because there's so much. Stop it.
You ruined the moment.
No. Yeah. But there's times where I feel like you get stressed to your mental capacity.
Yeah.
And alcoholism or drinking alcohol is only going to help that for so long until it hinders your life. Right?
And I think that's when I listen
find a healthier output. Doing the Dead Reckoning Collective, they had that photography challenge, and it started like right after I got laid off from my last job. So I had nothing going on. I did that, and I met some good people, and there was a girl named Joy that I met on there, and she's been super positive. And just reading her messages about spirituality, and that made me like double think where I was at and focus a little bit more on my spirituality. And like she even has like meditation for when you get in the shower, like a routine to meditate when you're in the shower, and like it helped a bunch. So just closing your eyes and trying to clear your mind, doing menial tasks like showering.
Ping Pong Tactical is a tactical hard use gear company out of the Pacific Northwest. They have a plethora of holsters and accessories as unique as you are, built to your exact specifications. You want a holster with a dragon on it? Maybe you want a holster with 2 dragons intertwined looking back at you. Well, if you want that, they got you, son. You want a place to put your screaming keys so they're easier to locate when they scream at you? They got you as well. You got a weed rolling tray, man? No? Well, it'd be a lot cooler if you did, man. Just ask Logan over at Ping Pong Tactical, and he will hook you up with any codex your little black heart desires. So go check them out at pingpongtactical.com and use code VIOPRO at checkout for 10% off your entire order, man.
So talk to me, say what spiritual, without getting too deep with what you're comfortable with.
Are you spiritual?
I know, because you're gonna gauge what you say next based on my.
Just say it, dude.
Well, no, I mean it's a fair question. I think I'm
not asking if you're Christian.
No. I am non.
Are you?
No.
I am a Sikh. God damn it. No.
You're a Sikh?
No. I think.
Where's your sweet hat, bro?
No, I
think giant Jew. Climbing.
Yeah, from New York, apparently.
This took a turn for the fucking weird.
It's got to. You can't keep it serious for so long.
The older I get, I don't have the answers, you know. I'd be stupid to say I knew the answers, you know what I'm saying? It's foolish to fucking sit there. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm open. I'm always open.
So were you raised Christian or?
My parents are, yeah.
Okay.
And
were you raised in that community though?
On and off.
Okay. Did you go to like Sunday school?
When I was very young, yeah.
Right.
When I was like a teenager, I was not in church at all, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I joined a church when I was like 16 to get chicks, but
yeah, and that so
that was it.
My buddy Nate's been trying to get me to go back to church.
Nate, right?
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, Nate was there, Rambling Man. Yeah.
Okay.
He was there last night, and he's been wanting me to go back to church. And I kind of we talked about this, I think, last time, is the falling out that we had at churches for different reasons. And he was like, "Oh, you should come." And like I met a couple of girls from his church, and like this one girl, Victoria. I hope you're watching right now. Totally in love with her.
Is she hot?
She's like when she smiles, her eyes smile.
Oh.
Right. So, but
Shazam.
so I'm a little
Just got a
infatuated.
little aroused.
I'm a little infatuated.
How did I
with
say
her.
that?
Like she's got a boyfriend.
Like
so
his
kinda,
love flowed through the room,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
internet. Now everyone has boners.
It's a little bit warmer in here now, but he wanted me to come. I was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I should do that. And then I started thinking about it the day before I was going to go with him, and it's like the only reason I'm not going back there to like reconnect with God or Jesus because I'm a Christian. I'm going back there in hopes of meeting someone, and that's not the right reason to go back to church for me. So I told him, I'm going to wait. I need to go back for the right. I eventually want to go back, but I need to start going back for the right reasons, not for hooking up, because it's not. That's not Jesus Tinder.
I feel like everybody.
This church is real sexy over here.
Like everybody's hit these like lows in their life that's completely changing people, and I'm like over here, like I feel like a degenerate, like. You know what I mean?
You see everyone around you is hitting rock bottom in their life.
Well, they're
and
changing.
You have never hit rock bottom because you live there. Like that's where you live. You stopped. You just went. You fucking went rock bottom. You're like, this is nice. I like this. I don't have anywhere else to go past this. I'm just gonna
dwell in hell.
You're like sitting on the side of the trampoline. You're like, hey, okay, see.
I'm okay now. I'm just a degenerate. Like. Dude, that's crazy. Like that's amazing.
I feel like if you haven't had a life experience where you feel you because like people talk about I've hit rock bottom. I don't think you don't really know you hit rock bottom and you don't know that you hit rock bottom until afterwards.
Every time I hit rock bottom, I break out the fucking jackhammer and I continue to find out where the rock bottom goes.
Yeah.
How deep does this go? Right.
This isn't the end. Fuck, this is way worse.
And that's what I mean too. Is people are like, I'm at rock bottom right now. And it's like, I don't think that's something that you're at in the moment until you start climbing back up out of it and you realize like that was the lowest point in my life I've ever had.
Yeah, but
I don't think
people think that they hit rock bottom because they can't pay for fucking Netflix. You know,
exactly.
But they still live in a house.
And that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. There's actual. It's not subjective.
Well,
it's not at all. People think it's subjective. Like I can't pay for my Netflixes. This is the worst day of my life. Right. It's like no, it's not. It's really not. And some people will never. You may be one of the lucky ones that never hits rock bottom. Well, and hey man, kudos for that. You should don't be like, oh, I've never hit rock bottom.
Well, now Mike knows what's up.
No, I'm like,
Mike knows.
I'm just saying, like you may never hit it, and I hope nobody ever hits rock bottom.
I mean, in a weird way, I mean, would you really want to stay the old person? You know what I mean? Like all the shit you've been through.
It depends on. So no, I don't want to stay the old person, and it took me hitting rock bottom to change my shit around. Right. But if I was the person I am now back then, absolutely. I still want to change and I still want to learn as much as I'm a naturally curious person, which is why I bumped heads with my pastor all the time because I just had questions and it was questions he couldn't answer, which is why he didn't like me. So, and it's not that like they took that as, well, you don't have any faith in God. It's like, I do have faith in God, but I just need to understand better. And I've just come to the point where it's like, there's stuff I'm not going to understand until I'm in the next life.
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's just going to be stuff that that my mortal mind can't comprehend, that I can't grasp. Like, you know, so there, I mean, even science, when you look at the universe, we think this is what happened, but it's so vast that it's like, this is what we think happened, but is that what happened? We won't know until we pass on to the next life. So.
Yeah, I don't have the answers. I think, you know, when you're like 20, you think I was an atheist for a while.
Yeah.
I am not. I've gone from being an atheist to more of a sort of semi loose agnostic, you know? Yeah.
You believe in a higher power, but you don't.
Oh, there's definitely a higher power for sure. Yeah. Like there's, I mean, at least karma. Like at least there is a energy in this universe that will check your ass.
You get the energy that you put out.
Sure. Yeah. Like Bernie Madoff had to fucking, like, he turned himself in. Like he couldn't fucking do it anymore.
Right.
Like, and he didn't have to. Like, anyway.
Yeah. Did he turn himself in, or was it? Did he get caught? And he's like, I'll turn myself in, and then
he got caught, man.
Yeah, he got caught.
So? Yeah. No, he did get caught because of one guy.
Oh, I think people were starting to kind of
He got.
There's one guy that kept checking it. He kept getting away with it, and then one guy kept checking the math, and he wasn't attached to it. I think he was like an investigative. I have to go back, but I think he was like an investigative journalist that was super smart on finances, and he like started punching the numbers and be like, "None of this makes sense."
That's how they caught Capone.
Yeah,
was through his taxes and his like that. They didn't throw him in jail for any of the murders that he ever did. They got him for like tax evasion.
Yeah.
So
he was. There's also things that
he didn't pay the red taxes.
There's also like if you look at some of the stuff, it points to the fact that he was like the fall guy and kind of retarded. Like they were just, all the other gangsters were just kind of like threw him under the bus and whatnot because he was just not. He was just kind of like a dum that they made. They kind of propped up and just to in case the fucking feds came, they kind of like there he is. Like you know what I mean?
Kind of like low level bureaucrats nowadays, and politicians get away with everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you're a fucking incredibly complex dude. Like, that's. I mean,
I think, it's like, I don't think everybody should like. You shouldn't want to live a simple life. You should be complex. You shouldn't have the same opinion on everything.
20 years ago, right?
Yeah. So, and that's the issue with too many people is they're like, that's the opinion. I think I should have that opinion too, and you can't explain why you have that opinion. There's stuff I can't explain why I have an opinion for, other than it's fucking right and it's wrong. Because I do believe in the battle between good and evil, like the spiritual battle between good and evil. You know what I mean? There's evil people in this world, and they need to be dealt with by good people in this world.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like evil. You know what I mean? Like I think if the average person,
all around you, bud.
Really?
Pedophilia?
Because sure,
that's evil, man.
Yeah,
that's bad shit. You know what I mean? That's a tangible thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people say it's a mental disease. That person may be born that way, right? But being born that way and having those thoughts are different from acting on those thoughts.
Sure.
There's people I want to murder every single day just from driving, but I don't act on those thoughts because I'm not an evil person.
Yeah. There's something I think about you're born that way when people say that.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you got to be introduced to that type of activity.
Yes.
It's not just you can't just. Like, if you don't know something exists, how the fuck are you going to create that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be influences in different places that get you to that place. Either it happened to you or whatever. It's like a continuation, but like things just don't sprout out. You just don't do these evil shit.
They're learned traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a statistic. It's like for every registered pedophile out there that's actually committed a crime, there's at least 3 times that many people that struggle with it, maintain it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so to your point, it's the act. It's not necessarily the impulse.
It's not the impulse. It's the act.
Right.
So the people acting on it. Yeah. So, and there's some horrible. I mean, and there's different degrees of evil too. You know what I mean?
So
I mean,
actions are the, in your view, the definition of
absolutely,
because
a thought is in your head and it's between you and God. And it doesn't matter, right?
So
until you act on that, whether that be a tweet, whether that be a request for a picture sent. You know what I mean? If we're staying on the topic of pedophilia, you know, whether that be luring someone online or tricking a little girl to lift her shirt up or a little boy to pull his pants down online because they're not being watched by their parents. You know, and it's tough in today's age. I can only imagine I don't have kids, but like trying to do everything you have to do to provide for them and then also watch what they're doing and who they're talking to online. I mean, they even get like you figure video games. You're not seeing anything. They just have headphones on. They're talking to someone, but somebody's grooming them, playing video games with them, and that's the new thing. And it's just like, we need to be. We need to go back to like we're trying to be too kumbaya with everybody, and evil needs to be punished in this world, and evil will flourish if good men and women don't do anything about it. So these people that are actively luring people need to be punished.
So should evil be, this is interesting because this is kind of a thought, try to dig this. So do you think evil needs to be contained and managed, or does it need to be made as an example? You know what I'm saying?
Contained and managed is how?
Well, like managed as in we need to suppress this shit. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily suppressed where it's like, we won't talk about this. This is taboo. Like, it needs to be talked about because people need to learn that there are evil people out there that are going to do this so they know the warning signs of it. Right.
So a combination of both then. So manage, maintain, suppress, and at the same time, a societal teaching tool.
And punish.
Kind of thing.
And punish.
Sure.
Punishment's a big thing. Right. Punishment's like, it's, you know, so when I was 19, I got cuffed for street racing.
Right.
And I got punished hard.
Okay.
You know, I got a $2,000 fine and a year probation.
Okay.
If I got one speeding ticket, I would have been back in court for facing a year in jail.
Okay.
For street racing because they're cracking down hard on it. This is
in
2000s.
01.
The early 2000s. Yeah.
That's right when Fast and the Furious was
like
coming
right
out.
after it came out, and somebody's like, "I got a 5-speed '88 Toyota Camry. This is a race car. This is a manual, bud." Yeah. Right. But no, we would go, and then like recently in Tacoma, I'm sure you guys saw that where guys were doing donuts on Pacific Avenue in Tacoma, which is like a huge thoroughfare. 9th and Pacific, like Dorky's Arcade is down there, and this is on the weekend. There's right there on the corner where Dorky's is, and there's people walking across the street to go to bars all the time because it's a pretty vibrant area of Tacoma, and they had blocked off the streets and were doing donuts, and the police came to break it up. And it's this mentality of it was the mob mentality. So they were beating on the patrol car, and the patrol car just drove off. And there was that whole they drove over people.
This is the 2020.
This is the
height of the shit going on.
This wasn't during. This happened like 4 weeks ago.
Okay,
wow. It might have happened this year.
Okay.
And so there's like the police, this, that, the other. It's like when we street raced when we were younger, we would drive up to Kent into an industrial area where there was nobody. There was nobody because the only people that were going to wreck was somebody that lost control of their car and crashed into the trees or into a light pole.
Yeah.
But like doing donuts down in an area where there's tons of people walking around trying to have drinks and enjoy themselves, and then being mad that the cops showed up to like that's the type of like. What's going to happen to these people? Yeah. Like nothing has happened to them. They went after the police officer for coming to try to break it up.
Yeah, how do you even go after that? Is like there's so many fucking people out there smashing, causing all chaos. Like how do you get any of those people?
Yeah, for us it started being like they would send helicopters out when I was young. They'd send helicopters out and they'd send like 12 police officers to block the streets off, and you were stuck. You were stuck. Yeah, and they'd have police officers in reserve for people that would want to hop the curb and drive away, which we couldn't do because we were all in lowered Honda Civics that had 89
You didn't
horsepower.
Want to smash your fucking vehicle up.
So yeah, my car got towed. They ripped my front bumper off when they towed it because it was too low to the ground.
That's what you get, bitch.
Yeah. So I got punished hard, and it pissed me off. But as I got older, it's like I was breaking the law.
Yeah.
I could go every Wednesday and go to a drag strip for $20 and go racing at a drag strip, and we started doing that. And it was fun. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
We learned a whole lot more about drag racing than we ever did street racing.
So the law helped you. It corrected you.
Yeah.
Getting the
I remember
the law.
I remember when I was sitting in there, I'm 19 years old. I'm sitting in there and the lady comes up like, all right, we've got you. And there was 2 police officers that were like, they detained me, handcuffed me, read me my rights, and then released me on my own cognizance. Like, all right, you've been arrested. We're not going to book you into jail. We don't, you have to show up for court, whatever. So I'm scared to death in court.
Yeah.
And the DA comes up, and she's like, if you plead guilty, we'll give you a year probation and a $2,000 fine. If you don't plead guilty, it'll be a $5,000. We're going to throw the book at you. It'll be a $5,000 fine and a year in jail. I was like, I'm guilty as fuck, bro.
Were you by yourself, or were there
I had my friend
people?
I had my friend Chris in the car, and this was so they started enacting because it got so bad. They started enacting spectator tickets.
Yeah,
a spectator ticket was $600 fine,
and this is circa 2002,
2001.
Okay,
2001, right around there. So 2001 money.
Yeah.
$1,000 is a lot of money.
Oh sure, that was a nightmare.
$1,000 is a lot of money now.
Yeah,
but $1,000 back then was
unfathomable, right?
Yeah, it was just like holy.
18-year-old kid.
In 2000, I was making. In 2001, I was working, or when I got arrested, I was working for Target.
Sure,
I was making $7 an hour.
Yeah,
so,
$5.50.
Yeah. $7 an hour is what I was making, and I had a promotion because I'd been there long enough. So I think when I started, I was like $6.45 an hour.
Right.
So that like $1,000 is a lot of money. But yeah, that made me not want to do that anymore. Yeah. Now it's still, I still go out and I still do stuff, and every once in a while I'm like, fuck the police, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's I'm smarter about it now. I'm not going out street racing, putting other people's lives in danger.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I remember the Kent street races.
Yeah.
So how I got popped, you know how you used to gas up before? Everybody, like 200, like 100 cars are all in there, And
at the Chevron, right?
The Chevron right on West Valley Highway.
Yes.
Yep. Down right below Kent.
And there would be that Chevron and like 400 cars in and around that Chevron and all the parking lots
surrounding area. Yeah, the cops all 3, 2, 1. They cut the lights at so the gas station was in on the sting.
Yeah, because the gas station would call the police.
They call the police. These guys, here they are, right?
Yeah.
You go, and so they shut everyone down. They just literally went car to car. Okay, here's your license. You got a day in court. And I got hit with a gross misdemeanor for trespassing and shit.
Yeah.
So, it was.
I'll do one more.
I'm done to that.
No one's twisting your.
I feel guilty about that, Peter. You're like having me reevaluate my life right now. Like,
about what? Drinking so much?
Everything. Like.
So I still drink. I don't, but it's rare that I drink to drunkenness anymore.
Yeah.
Once I start to get buzzed up, I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need this anymore. So.
How many down are you? Are you buzzed yet?
No.
Okay. Jeez.
Large man, high alcohol tolerance.
Yeah, when he was here the last time, I fucking polished off like 18 or some stupid shit.
Yeah, you already had like 7 down by the time I got here, and I was like, I guess I better catch up. Yeah. And he was just like, tits and shit. What
did I say?
Old degenerate Mike.
Yeah. You were just screaming. I would be like, yeah. and you're like, it was great.
This is the first alcohol I've had in like 2 weeks.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Now I feel bad because
No, but I'm not. I'm still I'm not going crazy. I don't drink hard alcohol.
Right.
So
I like this new bottle, like the way it's
That's
set
dope.
up.
if you're
Yeah,
comfortable,
label.
Peter, like how's your dating life? Like how's you know what I mean? Like you're hitting
so-
new levels of your life. Like,
yeah,
what's the next
so
level here?
it's with the whole COVID thing, it's tough because you
Mm-hmm.
try to meet people through other people, and I feel it's like too much pressure. And then also that's this person's friend. If we have a falling out, I don't want to put pressure on this person to choose sides.
Okay.
Right. So, it's and to be honest with you, it's not. I've been alone for. I've been single long enough. I've been alone forever. I've been single long enough.
He's so
lonely. Yeah.
Lonely, I'm so lonely.
Goddamn you, hunchbacks. But
We're guarding.
no, I've been single long enough that I'm comfortable being single now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, I'm
Sure,
comfortable being single. So now that
I'm at 5 years, dude. 5 years.
Yeah.
No one's getting my seed. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it locked up.
You keep them away, Mike.
You
Seat
keep your
stealers.
hands off of my wiener. I mean, a good wiener in every once in a while is good, and that's my new favorite term for having sex. It's
wienering?
like, hey, why don't you come over? I'll give you a good old wienering. But,
And they love that.
yeah, they do.
They immediately get wet
Give 'em
and
the
just
old
like, oh my
razzle-dazzle.
god, dude.
Absolutely, yeah. Do a little butt shake.
This is exactly. They're like, oh my god, he just said wienering. It's my fucking.
Everybody on
it's my
YouTube is throwing
kryptonite.
up at this point now. They're like,
Spreading. Everyone starts flicking their bean right now as
Yeah.
they're listening.
Yeah.
Guys and girls flicking beans, all
there's
kinds of
guys
beans.
like opening cans of black beans, just
flicking
them.
it. I don't know what he means by flicking beans, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Bean flicker.
Yeah. I should have saved those for my
So
tacos.
what do you? So what? Do you,
But it's so
yeah.
now. So I don't think I've told you guys about it, but I've.
Well, now you're telling the whole world.
I'm telling the whole world. I've made a decision to leave the state of Washington,
oh,
Why?
where are you going?
Arizona.
God damn it!
Yeah.
When? Why?
So
Everyone's leaving, dude.
It's all dependent on work. So in October, I'm going to put my name on the transfer list to transfer out of state, and it's really so I live with family, right? I live with family as the cool single guy saying it was like
You mean you live with
my mom.
roommates?
I live with my mom. Yeah, I sold my house, moved back in with my mom.
Do you have a sweet race car bed?
Fuck no, man. My room is tiny as shit. So I condensed
Perfect size for a race car bed. What are you
I
talking about?
condensed an entire dude. I have like half of a single. Like the twin bed I have is so fucking small. I went from
You have a twin bed?
I went from sleeping in a California king size bed and just being like, this is amazing, to being in a twin. And like, I'll roll over. Like, there's holes in my sheetrock from me just blowing my elbow through the wall. while I'm
God,
rolling
dude.
over. Yeah. I'm
You
very
thought
lucky.
you were at rock bottom
very-
before.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
New rock bottom. You got on that jackhammer, just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, as far as it goes. I have holes in my drywall and I live in a fucking race car bed.
I've never. I love this state for the mountains and the woods and all the outdoor recreational opportunities that I've come to love. So quick backstory: my grandma used to live in Tucson, so I spent every summer in Tucson. Everybody's like, "Aren't you afraid of the heat?" And I'm like, "Actually, I fucking love the heat. I love just ridiculously hot weather. It's good." But
I go to Arizona all the time. I don't.
yeah.
I don't mind it.
I see the Arizona sticker right there. I figured as much. It's on your. I'm gonna let you find it.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, I got a lot of
in the
stickers
middle,
on that
dude.
fucking beer fridge,
But
which I just put in there today for
been-
like to drink beers and stuff.
I've been trying now that I have a job where I get actually compensated really well and I have really good benefits and I've gotten a lot of bills paid off. I was looking at trying to get into a house and looking at like a $325,000 house in my neck of the woods down in Tacoma. It's a shit box and it needs a ton of work
Yeah.
into it.
That's the thing. Like I've been in Arizona a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be part time in Arizona, like not like basically nonstop, and then it's like you go anywhere else but this state. It's so expensive to fucking live here.
Yeah.
it's almost unbearable. Like if you're trying to do anything,
Yeah.
and it's not. I don't think it's like. It's almost like Stockholm syndrome being here. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like you get out of this place, you feel like you're essentially stuck because. You feel stuck in a lot of ways. Financially, you're like, I just won't have enough money to move anywhere because it's so expensive. Because you're living in an environment that is like, while there's no state tax, no income tax, and there are other places, you could go to where I'm going, Arkansas, right?
Right.
And it's like you get a house twice the size of mine, and it costs fucking $100,000 less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's because a lot of the areas, like especially Arkansas, the median income is like about half of the price. Or half of the fucking, so like here's like 78,000 over there it's 36,000 because that's what, and everybody's generally poor compared to this there. If you go over there, you're like, holy fuck, everything's super cheap. Same thing for Arizona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was
the
there.
West Coast is so fucking expensive to live because you're taxed in 50,000 other fucking ways that just like after what you don't notice it, you're paying a little bit here and there, but it's like everything is so much more.
We have sales tax, we have a gas tax. So we have the federal gas tax, we have a state gas tax too. And I think they both total. That's why I love going to Costco and getting gas because they're like, yeah, this is what the government is charging you per. They have it posted everywhere.
Oh, they don't follow the same rules?
Oh no, they have it posted everywhere. It's like this is this is how much a gallon of gas is, and these are the taxes that the government are adding on it. So it shows you. And when you go buy like a thing of muffins, it's like this is what we're charging for it. This is how much you're paying in taxes. Like Costco is super like taxation and stuff because they put what the government charges on every single.
But they're still charging it because they have to.
They have to, yes. But they're letting you know that the prices are this high because of the state government. So I think we have we pay 80 cents in gas tax in the state of Washington, and I think it's like 20 for federal, and the other 60 is state tax.
Yeah.
And they put that on there, and they're like, oh, we're going to repeal it once we get all these road projects paid for.
Oh, sure.
They
never stop.
Yeah,
they never fucking stop.
We have the liquor tax. I was here. Were you here when Washington State controlled all the liquor stores? If you went into a liquor store,
I've been here since 2004.
Okay, so
he remembers.
Yeah. So Washington,
it's like 18%, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna do it for 2 years so we can recoup our losses from getting kicked out of the liquor because we voted to be like Washington State can't control the liquor industry anymore; it needs to be privatized. Well, we'll do this for 2 years so we can get our money back. And we're like, all right, cool. And then every year they're like, oh, we're just gonna extend it. We're gonna extend it. That was supposed to expire in 2007, and we're at 2021 now. So it's just there's people are like, oh, Washington is so great. It's like, yeah, until you start looking at all the fucking.
It's great if you want to get a job in the tech industry. But
I've explained this to people from out of state. Everybody looks at it like it's this beautiful fucking the evergreens and all this,
and it is,
Yeah. But the fucking I always explain it's the people that ruin it.
Yeah.
Because they keep voting these assholes into office
because they don't care.
And it's like. It is a great place if you weren't taxed to even go look at the wilderness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the fucking you have to have a wilderness. There's 20 different fucking passes.
Yes.
But what they don't tell you about that. So I have the America the Beautiful Pass, which is for national parks.
Yeah.
That's good for federal forest land too. So for the longest time, and no one will tell you, you go into REI, they won't tell you this shit. You go in there and get like, hey, I'm getting an America the Beautiful Pass because mine all come up in the same month. There's Washington State parks that you need the Discovery Pass for, right? And those are parks that are run by the state of Washington. And then you have federal forest land, so that's like the or not Umpqua, that's Oregon, but the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest, and then the Glacier Wilderness National Forest, right? Those are all covered under the America the Beautiful Pass for $80. But then there's a Northwest Forest Pass, which doesn't cover national parks, but covers just. So I was buying.
You shouldn't have to pay $80 to go see the fucking wild.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the whole. Yeah. I'm not sure of the quote, but I think it was Thomas Paine that said like once our rights and freedoms are licensed, that's when you're not free anymore. And that's what you have to pay. Like when I got my fishing license this year, it's $110. For the fishing license for shellfish and squid and salmon and all that. So it's like,
what the fuck?
He likes video games, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's from?
You sure you're not
it's
addicted?
Mario, right?
No, it's Duck Hunt.
Oh, Duck Hunt. That's right.
when the dog pops up and he's like, yeah. Speaking of which, hunting, so like people talk about hunting is like. That's the crazy thing is people think that they're conservationists. I'm a conservationist because I retweet stuff on Instagram, but they'll condemn hunters. I learned more about conservation taking my hunting class here in Washington, and you find out how much money from hunters buying tags for deers in this state goes back into the wilderness, and it's like 70% of their budget.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's insane. And that was probably one of the funnest classes I ever took. It was like, I think it was like $80 for my class, and you got to go out and shoot shotguns. And it was great.
So we got when myself and Mark took it, we just did an online course because of COVID. Like, you couldn't go do anything, and they're just like, "Here's your license."
Yeah, I've had my hunting license for 4 years now, and so this is obviously before the whole COVID thing. which happy birthday, COVID.
It's next month, dude.
So once you have your
month.
license, you have your license.
You don't.
There's no renewal.
There's no renewal. So you have your license to go hunt, but you have to pay for a tag every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way the tags work, and they train you. So a deer herd population, and this goes for we can get on the wild mustangs in Arizona too, which are not their population's not curbed, and it needs to be. But the deer population, they go out and survey. They're like, all right, there's this many deer. Where they roam. So for a herd to survive, they have to have food, water source, and then shelter. Sure. Shelter being like forest,
whatever their natural.
And it's like, all right, this where their range is, they can support 6,000 in a herd.
Sure.
There's 7,000 in this herd. We're going to issue 1,000 tags to go hunt this herd in this area.
Okay.
Right. So you go out there and you're culling the herd.
Okay.
You're culling the herd to make them small enough where they're not starving to death because there's too many for the land.
And then whether you get a deer or not, you still report that tag back whether you got it. You know what I mean?
So you report the tag back when you get a deer.
Okay, when you get a deer.
Yeah, if you don't get anything, like I didn't get any salmon. Salmon is a big thing here because salmon wild salmon are quickly dwindling. Like you're not allowed to. So funny story, I caught 2 Chinook this year out of the Puyallup River. Both of them were fucking wild Chinook, which you have to throw back. You can't keep them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Their rear dorsal fin or whatever it's called is clipped if they're hatchery fish.
Sure.
So I caught one. I was like, sweet. And pull it out. Full fin. I was like, motherfucker. And I had to throw it back, right? And that water's cold. It's like hip deep, but it's cold. So I'm sitting out there for another hour. Pull another one. Oh, fuck yeah. Full dorsal fin. 2 in the same day. Had to throw both of them back. And those are the only 2 I caught this year.
Damn.
I spent a lot of hours fishing this year. So I think I just need to I'm just going to charter a boat and go out on the Sound because I heard you get better results. Because there's on the Puyallup River. Do you know what combat fishing is?
No.
So
educate me.
Combat fishing is, so say this is.
Shoot them with a fucking rifle.
Say this table. Say this table.
They shoot back at you. They're just like, blah, blah, blah. Like what?
And I'm relatively new at this too.
Different combat than I thought.
The cool thing is I fell in with some good dudes. Like I was going out there, was like, oh, this is a bright pink lure. They're gonna see this, and I didn't think about it. You go out to the Puyallup River and it's muddy as shit. You can't see 2 feet into the water. And they're like, they're not going to see that, dude. It's muddy out here. So, you get a hook. It has to be barbless. It can't have a barb on the hook. And you stick, a piece of yarn on it. And it touches the fish's nose. And because they can't see it. And they're like, oh, something's touching me. And they bite. I was going out there with, hot pink lures. Like, they're going to see this.
You want black.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
It's just a hook and a piece of yarn out in the River.
Now, I've seen that in
everywhere
Squally, and they drag the fucking line. They just drag the fucking
that's
line.
Trolling, and that's illegal for
okay, because I saw a whole bunch of that going on.
Yeah, that's illegal. So, and the crazy thing, too, is the natives up here, the Puyallup tribe and the Nisqually tribe, they can go net fish, but you're not allowed to net fish. And they're allowed to net fish because it's their land.
Sure.
Right? So I've seen some pretty messed up stuff from the tribes out here where they're pulling salmon ashore in a net, and whatever's the right size they're keeping, and they're not throwing back the stuff.
They should be throwing back.
They should be throwing it back. They just leave it on the side to die.
Yeah.
Like stuff that's too small, it's like, throw that shit back, guys. Like, it's our land. We'll do what we want. It's like, all right, bud.
Sovereign treaty rights. Yeah,
Daniel Day-Lewis would be
sovereign tree rights.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis would be very upset with you right now. But that's a lesson though.
He drinks your milkshake.
But yeah,
I take a straw and I put it over here, I catch your fish.
Yeah. And
I drink your fish.
I'm not saying that's all of them, but there's definite there's some because it's our land, we'll do what the fuck we want type stuff. And I've seen that out there, and it's just like, fuck, man, your ancestors would be fucking disappointed.
Oh, that's So, but you can't say that though. That's
sure you can. Fuck them. Sure you can.
Fucking pussy should have fought harder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Should have fought harder.
I love those memes.
Everybody likes to talk shit about the white man, but we're fucking well,
we fought hard enough.
Fucking outsmarted you.
I think
gave you those blankets, kept you warm.
When you Will Scout for blankets. That was the one shirt I wanted that I never got.
Dude, everybody saw that shirt. They were like, so I was when I was doing a contract gig. Mm-hmm. Government contract gig, I was wearing that shirt. It was right after I made it, and this Mexican dude saw me coming. He's like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck is that?" He's like, "You're racist as shit." And I got really pissed off. I was like, "You don't even understand what the fuck I'm saying on this
blankets."
Yeah, there was at face value, it looks like a horrible fucking thing, but there were so many levels to it.
Yeah,
because that's what I used to do all the time. I would do these things that look, if you look at it, aesthetically pleasing, looks cool, all
Right.
that stuff, but there's like 15
There's hidden
levels to
messages
it.
in yeah.
And you would have to like piece the shit together, or so like people that were unintelligent or ignorant to the brand, they were like just like, that's fucking racist, or like, holy fuck, that's super offensive, and it's like you don't understand it.
You need to look a little deeper
Yeah.
than face value.
Yeah, that was a good one though.
Yeah, that was a really good one. That's like, so speaking.
I thought of that
t-shirt-
one walking into a Walmart one time.
like
The greeter.
Is that where it came from?
No, that's not.
You just wanted to scalp the
That's
old
not,
man
yeah.
at the door.
That was no, he said, welcome to Walmart, I love you. And I was like, I'm going to make this t-shirt. Fuck you. That's not where it came from.
That's like the I think the first run of Evil Vibe shirt, like with the whole, speaking of t-shirts, the whole like Ares dying thing. That first run that you have, I have that t-shirt where it's the Wraith with the sword in the ground, and I think I was the only one who caught that Ares was on the tombstone.
Yeah.
So it's been in the writing.
been dying for a while.
It's been dying for a while. Yeah.
I didn't catch that one.
You didn't get. I have it.
didn't fit.
Dude, there's so many
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
I started making t-shirts like they were Easter eggs. Like there was Easter eggs in each one
Yeah.
from shit that I was doing in content and like piece it together. And people just didn't understand what I was doing. But there's
Yeah.
some people like he caught one of the things that I'd never talked to anybody about that I put in there.
Yeah.
And it's on the tombstone. It literally said Ares.
Yeah.
And it's on the t-shirt. Nobody fucking commented till right now that
Yeah.
that's what I was doing.
I think I sent you a message about it.
Yeah,
I was
maybe.
Like, oh, what does this mean, bud?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, it means whatever you want it to mean. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Ares is yeah. And we had a bit of a conversation about it.
Well, I remember the rabbit. You call it the FBI called me the other day.
Like I did this thing on social media where it's like, "What the fuck's happening?"
like,
It's like
"Oh, this is a fucking crazy
somebody
video."
hacked my fucking Instagram page. I don't know. And then you like, dude, I had everybody like when I was doing that, I had people on the fucking page, like on the website, and there was like hidden stuff, little logos and shit, like.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to one of the podcasts, myself and Mark were doing internet rabbit holes for like a whole fucking week.
Right.
And we were just doing that. And then like I fucking started the next week, I fucking did a thing on it on the other page.
Rabbit.
And it was just like a rabbit logo was at the bottom of the fucking page. And only like 5 people picked up on it. They're like, what's that? And you click the rabbit and it goes to this whole other fucking thing. And then you like start piecing it. There's little hints everywhere. And I
Yeah.
built this whole fucking thing up. And people legit thought it was like a fucking thing. I was like, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to sell t-shirts,
Like,
bro.
like, like,
It's
like you were,
interesting.
like you were a QAnon dude. Like,
Oh,
he's
dude.
gonna lead us to the promised land.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't catch it. I didn't know about the rabbit. I
Well,
bought the
because for a
shirts.
while I was fitting the fucking t-shirt and the podcast together, and I've just been like doing this thing,
Right.
and then I was like, I'm gonna do this fucking internet rabbit hole. If you listen to the podcast, you know what I'm fucking doing. And other people were just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Who took your profile? Ah! It's like, God
So
damn.
I bought those shirts and I'll wear them every once in a while. Like, what does that mean? I was like, I have no fucking clue. It just looks cool, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right. That's all that matters.
There's a lot of people that hit me up still today, this day, and they're like, what does this mean? I was like, one of the shirts has a fucking typo on it. Like,
Oh, it's an original
it's got
print.
the wrong Roman numerals. I was like, fuck.
I was drunk that night.
I just left it. No, I just fucking I just made that design and like fucking left.
People
the
are like
fucking-
looking in the Bible, like Luke 3:13.
Yeah,
says,
dude.
It's like
The apocalypse is coming. It's like that dude down on the corner, around the corner. He's like, the devil loves you, and you're going to hell. Like,
now.
yeah, repent now.
You going to the bathroom again?
Yeah.
Sweet. You should get your prostate checked. I'm gonna tell you that every
You got a
time
weak
you leave.
bladder, bro.
Yeah,
you should
I
be
kinda-
working out with your bladder. Grab
Yeah.
a fucking kettlebell with your cock and like
Doing some cock push-ups.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is one.
only one. I've only ever done one.
If you what was that? I think that was the
You doing another one?
the tenacious. What? Yeah. So don't judge me.
I'm not
Fuck
saying
you.
anything except I did say something.
That's fine. They're not big. These are tiny. I have big hands, but these are small. Like, that's not even full shot. That's a half an ounce.
Yeah, true.
I'm just trying to
True.
I'm just trying to justify it to myself. That's,
So that when you drive and you
Yeah.
smash into somebody, you're like, I only had 4.
no, I don't do that anymore. That was another negative trait that I have, where I would be blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And like the last time that I drove really fucking destroyed home. We were at there's a restaurant that used to have dueling pianos called the Longhorn, I think it is, and it's out
Where? Here?
It's in Auburn. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like at the end of 18,
So
where,
it'd be like
where it meets up with 167.
Jazz Bones, is that a place?
Yeah, Jazz Bones, but Jazz Bones didn't have dueling pianos. I think you're thinking of like Keys on Main or
No, it's in a university place.
Jazz Bones. Jazz Bones is on 6, bud.
Where am I thinking? There's that dueling piano thing.
That's
They had
Keys on
karaoke.
Main.
It's you go up the hill from Tacoma, and it goes into a University Place. Mm-hmm. Is that the same place?
I think Keys on Main that's a weed shop
downtown.
now. Yeah.
Oh,
there's Keys on Main, and then there was one on Pack Avenue, and that was like the original Keys on Main. But they're both closed now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this one was called like the Longhorn, and it was a barbecue restaurant during the day, and then they would do drinks and dueling pianos at night.
Okay.
And it was fun. We went out there and got fucking wrecked. I remember getting on the freeway, and then my buddy being like, "Hey man, you braille driving?" I was like, "Huh?" And I'm like in the middle of 18 going up the road to like I-5. And I don't remember any. I just remember waking up like face down on my hardwood floor in my living room, just waking up, face on the ground. And I wake up and I have like a Jack in the Box burger with like 2 bites out of it in my hand. Yeah, sleeping. I'm like, huh? And I called my friend Keith. I was like, "Did we drive home last night?" He's like, "Yeah, you said you were good to drive." I was like, "Why the fuck did you let me drive home last?" Like, I don't remember getting home. I was like, "We went to Jack in the Box." He was like, "Yeah, dude, you ordered like $100 worth of food." And like, I go into my kitchen and there's like 8 bags of food on the counter. I was like,
Jeez.
and that was the last time. That was the last time I drank and drove home. There's no excuse for it now with ride shares. There's no excuse to drink and drive anymore. There's no excuse to drink and drive.
No one said you're driving. I always think about that because like when I was younger, like 20s, right?
Yeah.
You always used to fucking get drunk and pass out at people's houses, and then everybody's like everywhere.
Yeah.
You're not even having like a fucking house party. It just kind of converges on that or whatever.
Yeah.
And that never happens anymore.
Like
you get older and you're more responsible. You're like, I just want to maybe one time, because I get super worried after I experience my 20s of all of the chaos that happens when you get fucking blackout drunk.
Right. Yeah.
That I don't do that anymore, where I cut myself off and I'm fucking very responsible. And I think that comes with age, right?
Right.
But there's some part of me that wants to go like, I want to have a fucking experience that I never fucking lived through, but
Right.
everybody else remembers. That's what like every so often I'm like, man, I want to have one of those again.
That was
I've
like
had
the
plenty
Ozette-
of those where everybody got to experience me, but I didn't get to experience
That was
myself.
like the Ozette trip. I'm gonna go do a small prostate thing and go to the bathroom.
Rub your...
Rub you.
Rub one...
Oh god.
Rub one out. What's
Rub
up?
one out.
I'll be thinking about you, dude.
Thank you.
What's a time you had where you were
Passed out.
blacked out drunk that everybody, what's a
yeah.
story that you heard about
Well,
yourself?
For those who know me and Dan.
No one knows you
No,
and Dan except
okay.
for me
Okay.
and Peter.
Well, yeah, I went down at 9 o'clock. I got invited to a bachelor party.
How old were you?
This is maybe 4 months ago.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
oh, is that the one you called me?
This is-
You're like,
yeah.
come out here. It was
Yes,
like a
yes,
fucking house.
exactly,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Let's hear this one.
So about maybe 15 cops, corrections officers from my buddy's work, and me and Daniel start pre-drinking around 7 o'clock before everybody comes. And it turns out you're not supposed to drink alcohol and be in a hot tub at the same time, because I didn't really know that at the age of 38. And I went down at 9 o'clock, and I was in and out of it was really, really bad. And I think that's it for me. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do that again, ever. Like, ever. Like,
Yeah.
I woke, Sharpies were all over my back. Like,
What
I
did
got
they draw?
tagged. Oh, a Nike swoosh was on
it?
my back. Yeah. And it was like, holy shit, how'd this happen? But yeah, I fucking fought the hangover all night long. Like, I got just enough strength to sip a kettle of water all night long in this bedroom. And it was a gorgeous fucking house. Like, it was this cabin. There was like 10 bedrooms. It was fucking beautiful. And, I was just clinging to life and just sipping water here and there and all night long. And I had a little bit of a hangover, but it was bad. Like, I've never been that drunk in my life. And and that was 4 months ago. So, yeah.
Never?
Not that bad. Not that I don't remember what happened. I woke up at like 11:30 at night, and I'm in and out, and I'm on the floor in the living room, just puking. Fucking just puking. I can't stop puking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a mess. Like, I don't even
Did
know.
you have your face like this and go, bleh?
Oh, yeah. I was like, and they just put me in this fucking corner because they were trying to contain all the fucking vomit.
Yeah.
And so it would hit the wall and not damage
that's fucking
the fucking
horrible.
Yeah. And to this day, I don't even know if it was an Airbnb. Like, and hopefully my buddy's good,
They
told
got that
him,
cleaning fee, dude.
yeah, I mean, but But from what I hear, the Rager was in. I'll tell you off when the mics are not hot. It was like, a lot of shit going on. So
Find the bathroom right there.
I found it.
All right, cool.
The difference between me and David is I wash my hands before I come back.
Oh,
David licks them clean.
I'm calling you on it. 15 seconds, bro. It's not enough. That's 20 seconds to eliminate COVID.
He's like, he doesn't wash his hands.
No. That's a big thing for me. Stick your finger in my mouth like it tastes like. Yes. How do I know what penis tastes like? What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about like the last time I got like absolutely rip shit. Like I need to change my life drunk.
Yeah,
and that was like 4 months ago. So,
okay.
Maybe I haven't hit rock bottom yet.
No, it's not a good feeling, man. Yeah. It's nothing you should aspire to do.
Right.
The last time I got fucking really hammered was that time at the winter camp, and I haven't drank like that ever since.
Was that
you mean at the Ozette camp?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
first
not
winter
winter
camp.
We got to do Ozette again.
Yeah,
man.
we do.
That
We should do
fucking
Ozette
place
this
is
year.
dope.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, if they don't plan it,
Have you been to
Ozette
Ozette before?
Not Ozette, no.
It's amazing.
Oh, dude,
It's great. Yeah.
farthest west section of the United States.
Yeah.
and it's like
Of
it's
the lower
just
48,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Like you go out to Cape of Lava out there, and like if you're standing with your heels in the water at the point out there, you're the furthest west than anybody on land in the United States.
Whoa.
In the lower 48.
Science.
Yeah, it's dope. That's not,
Geography.
Yeah.
Geography.
Yeah.
No, but it's just like there's other people, but you're on your own.
And
There's
they think
no
you're a hockey team. Yeah.
There's no fucking towns, villages, cities, anywhere.
Right.
And you're just out there, and it's just peaceful and whatever. And you get shit house drunk, and you climb up these giant cliffs you have no business of fucking even looking at that point.
Yeah.
And you break your camera.
Yeah. And you go crazy just screaming third eye blind at the at the fireplace.
Well, the problem was I got a bottle of this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we were doing like Daniel always talks about fucking summit shots and all this shit, and he's always got tin cup.
Sure.
And so I get one, and we're at the Ozette, and like, he's like, "Yeah, the fucking tin cup." I was like, "I'll get this." We were at the Indian reservation that had the really nice, like the nicest reservation I've ever seen. They're usually full of fucking trailers and fireworks stands. This place was like nicer than anything else anywhere around, and they had all of the booze.
All of it.
Yeah, all of the booze.
Was that the one that was at the Chevron station where we picked up water? I can't remember.
It was just really fucking nice.
Yeah.
Like, and
that's like where Will bought that 12 pack of beer and like 2 gallons of water, and then was bitching about his pack being too heavy out there. It's like you're carrying like 400 pounds of liquid, bud.
So I bought one of these for Summit Shots, thinking everybody was going to drink it.
Right.
And I started I took a shot, and I was like, "Yeah, Summit Shots, we made it." Even though it's just flat ground, you walk 3 miles out to the beach, and it's like flat ground.
That's 4.5.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Is it 4.5?
Because it's 9 total, and we went out and then halfway back up the beach, so it'd be 4.5, and then it was 4.5 back to the cars.
So yeah, I get this for Summit Shots, even though we're not climbing, and no one's drinking it. Daniel took 1 shot, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Who's next?" And then I take a shot, and I'm just fucking hammered. And I feel like I'm blaming people for my bad decisions. But I thought we were doing Summit Shots, and I drank the whole bottle, and I threw it in the fire along with everybody else's shit in the fire.
Yeah, we had like a little bench set up. Somebody brought some wood out there. So where we were at, it was like a pirate camp. There was like netting from like fishing vessels that had washed up ashore at this.
Really?
Like at this
it was
wilderness
cool, dude.
campsite, and there's just stuff all over the place. So there was like a board, and we used that to set up as like a bench by the fire. And there was like an Uncana salve and all this other stuff that was there. And Mike at the end of the night, so his hair is all super long. Your hair's shorter now, but his hair is all super long. But he's like this. Like listening to Third Eye Blind, just wrecked, and he's like, like he's not even getting the words, and then like he pauses, and everybody's kind of looking at him, right? And then like it's like his mind went to red, and he's just grabbing stuff off this bench and just hooking it into the fire. He's just like just going down the bench, throwing everything into the fire like a dog digging up sand. It was great. And Dan's like, "No, not my tacos." And he like grabs his tortillas because he was making like spam tacos. It was great. It was great.
Nice.
And you were like blacked out when you all went out there and climbed on sea steps.
Yeah, I was fucking blacked out.
These are not small little
Blacked
rocks.
out.
coming out of these are like the Cannon Beach sea stacks where
Big.
they're easily like 80-90 feet tall.
Sure.
And they're climbing up them, and he's out there blacked out, just climbing up them. And me and Mark.
It's been years since I was blacked out before.
Yeah, me and Mark are like back at camp watching the fire, and like we can see them getting on top and like jumping from. There's like Camel's Hump, I think is that one that we called, where it looks like
I could have totally died that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nobody else that was there would have been able to save me because everybody
Where's
else.
Mike?
It was it's like, it's like when Neo or what in the Matrix where they run and jump and can get across shit. I would just go
and then
fall fucking 100 feet.
It was great. That was a lot of fun though. And then I remember you telling me like the next morning you woke up and you're like, because you were blacked out and you're like, you know how you can get when you're blacked out, and you were so worried that he cussed someone out or knocked someone out or got into a fight. He came out,
I woke
like
I woke up like in my tent and sat there for a fucking hour. Like,
yeah. Oh no. He came out and
what
real
happened?
Quietly came up to everybody like, bro, I don't know.
So
what I did
how was last night?
I'm so sorry if I did
He's
anything. I was like,
preemptively
dude, you were
apologizing,
fine.
right?
Yeah,
everybody's like, yeah, you just fucking
like,
told me you loved me.
I was like, you fell,
what?
You fell
That's
on me.
never happened.
You're
when
a
I'm-
nice guy, Mike.
Yeah. When I'm blackout, I usually ruin relationships, not just mine, but other people's.
And that was Brandon's first time coming out too. PNW Quest. That was his first time coming out, and he joined the Peter's Silverado Throw Up Club, which is it's 3 people total so far. I've been in my truck and had to pull over to throw up. It's like Brandon was the first.
Well, what are you doing that causes people to throw up?
So Brandon got shithoused before we went out, and and he met us in the parking lot that we met up in Lacey.
Yeah,
he was there from the night before, and he slept in his car because he was destroyed. And like so destroyed that when we left, he left his car there and he rode with me, and he left all of his windows down. Like when we got back to the parking lot, we thought someone broke all his windows out, and he gets in the car and like rolls his windows out. He's like, "No, they're here. I just left them all down last night." And he was sleeping in his car in the parking lot because he got wasted in Lacey the night before. Him, Mike. I don't know if you met Mike. He's like, well, you're not in our sucker free group, but AR 420 69.
69, right?
Yeah. Mike. Mike with a Y. It's spelled MYKYL.
Okay.
He's in Korea right now. We went and did, me and Canfield and Brandon again, and then Mike went and did the Packwood Lake hike, and he wasn't feeling good all day. And on the way back, he was like, "You need to pull over." And we're like in the middle of Highway 12 out by like just east of Morton. He's just throwing up in the bushes. And then this girl I went on a date with, and I was totally fine. My alcohol tolerance is real high, and people feel they need to like keep up with me. And like, you should never, if you ever go drinking with me, you ever see me out there, don't keep up with me. I'm gonna fucking destroy you. Yeah. But she was trying to keep up with me, and she was fucking wrecked. And I got her to her hotel, or not her hotel, but her apartment.
Is this anybody that we know?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just that's a whole nother.
What's
story.
her first letter of her first name?
It's M.
Okay, never mind.
Melinda is her name. I doubt
okay.
she watches this podcast.
Does she?
No, she doesn't. Yeah.
Well, there's a certain name that keeps coming up that I think if you've been on Tinder, you've linked up with her at some point. You know, I think you know who I'm talking about.
Is it a P?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know.
Everybody's hooked. Yeah, right.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna miss it.
Everyone swiped right on that one.
Everybody's landed on her, right?
Yeah, I've
that
got
gargoyle.
Is it the one that sent me the message last night?
Could have been.
I was like, hey, look at everybody. She
starts with a
message.
P, ends with something that sounds like a
or a Y.
Oh, let's not get into it. I know what you're talking about too.
Okay. All right. But
I've had this discussion before. I'm like,
yeah, but yeah,
she's
like
gross.
Yeah, she hits me up. What are you doing? I'm like, she hit me up today. Like, what are you doing? I was like, playing video games. You want to hang out? No. Why not? Because I got shit to do. And she's like, okay. And like and it's just it's a whole big thing.
Let's not name drop people.
No.
Well, there's
her name is David, and he's a bitch.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking with you. You're a fucking peach, my man.
Thank you.
But where were we at? Yeah, Michael, and then this girl Melinda that I went on a date with, and started out fine. This is all. I was actually telling Canfield about the story last night when I was because
will Melinda appreciate what you're saying right now?
She doesn't watch it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She's that confident.
That ended horribly. And I'm very.
Yeah.
If you met her, you'd realize like.
Okay.
She would watch like the first 10 minutes of this and be like, fucking uncivilized people.
Oh,
but,
fuck you.
Yeah.
You ever hear this?
Fuck you, Melinda. That's
But,
I hate that name anyway. Fucking no
but,
Melinda should listen to this.
Yeah. So Canfield's going away party was last night. That's
Yeah.
what we all went to because he's deploying to a European country. I don't know, situational awareness or operational awareness. I'm not going to say
operational security.
Yeah, operational security. But
you didn't say anything wrong.
I was telling him about it, and this girl Melinda. This can go into the halls of like really bad date stories. So I was at Doyle's Pub in Tacoma, and we were watching a Mariners game. This was probably like 4 years ago, and I was still 4 or 5 years ago. I was still like really heavy, right? Like really big dude, just going getting drunk every night, just blowing all my money at bars and stuff. And we're watching a Mariners game, me and my buddy Jason. And she comes up, sits next to me, and we start talking about Mariners games. She's like, "Oh, we should go on a date." So we go on a date. Cool, right? Go out, we go drinking. I forget what bar we winded up at, but like I get up and she gets up and she's like falling over drunk, like bad, right? And I was just like, "Oh my God, like you're really drunk. Like I'm gonna take you home now." She's like, "Okay, like it's whatever." So I take her to her house, and like we park next to her apartment, and she opens up her purse, and like her keys fall out of her purse into my cup holder in my truck. And she's like rummaging through her purse like hard, like trying to find something. And I grab her keys. I'm like, "Hey, is this what you're looking for?" And she like slams her purse down. She's like, "You're just trying to fucking get rid of me. You're trying to get rid of me." I was like, no. Is this what you were actually looking for? And she goes, "Oh, those are my keys. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for." I was like, "Okay." She was like, "Well, come walk me up to my door." I'm like, "All right." So we get to her door, give her a hug. She's like, "I'm not going to kiss you. I don't kiss on the first date." I was like, "Okay, that's
She
fine."
said it like that.
I'm not going to kiss on the first date.
I'm not going to kiss on the first
but
date.
I'll suck your cock.
Yeah. So I was like, "All right." So I give her a hug.
Hold on. Before
Yeah.
we get any further, realize things happen 20 years later you maybe not want to say right now.
Huh?
I'm saying don't get yourself in trouble with what you're about to say.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm not drunk.
Yeah, hashtag him too, man.
Okay,
dog too.
This will play directly into this, right? So, like, I was raised better than that, right?
Yeah.
So she's wrecked. I am not. She's like, "You should come in and see my room." I was like, "All right, I'll come in and see your room." And she's like, "This is a bed. You want to try out the bed?" I'm like, "You're not going to kiss me, but you want me to try out your bed?" There's obviously going to be some kissing going on. So, and she's just too drunk to get any of these jokes. I'm like, "All right, well, I'm just going to leave and we can go on a date next weekend." I was like, "Because you're really drunk and I'm not going to." And that's the fucking right thing, dudes. Like, that's the right thing, Kings. Like, don't put yourself into a fucking situation. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself in a situation. One, it's not fucking right if she doesn't know what's going on. And two, like, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt, bud. So I leave, and she hits me up the next day. "Hey, is that a Casio? Sweet. You got a fucking...
It's a calculator watch.
Yeah.
You're cheating on your
The
test.
answer is 6. So she hits me up the next day, and long story short, like, I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go on a second date." Like, I get it. You know, like 96% of that date was cool. The last 4% was fucking weird. But so we agree to go out, and the day we're going to go out, like, I'm washing my truck. Like, I told her, I was like, "I'll pick you up at 2. We're going to go to the Art, Beer, and Wine Walk in Tacoma, which is in Tacoma. It's like a pub crawl where all the businesses in the stadium district will have, like, you go in there and get a card punch, and they'll pour you a glass of wine. You can drink it while you're in the business. And it's to, like, highlight the businesses that are in that area, and then they'll have local artists. Like, each business will have a local artist, and you can buy their jewelry or their paintings or whatever. It's cool. So you just go, you know, this person will have wine, this person will have whiskey or whatever. So you're just walking around.
I do that all the time in the streets, and I get arrested. No,
yeah, but you can't walk.
I'll buy your art. It's like
you can't walk outside with it.
Right.
So like there's like 10 people in a dentist's office just fucking like throwing back wine. They're like, "Let's go to the next one."
taking hits of nitrous as they walk by. We buy your finest container of gas.
Yeah, put it back on the dude's face. Like, "Oh fuck yeah, you want some wine, bud? All right, we're leaving." But
prostate checks for
so
all.
I told her I'll pick you up at like 2 or whatever, and she calls me at like 9:45 in the morning. She's like, "Hey, I'm fucking wrecked. I need you to come pick me up." I was like, "Huh?" It's like 10 in the morning. "How are you wrecked right now?" She had gone to this like keg tapping for Oktoberfest and got fucking destroyed. I was like,
She sounds like a problem.
Yeah, I was like, how are you gonna walk around? And we had been texting. This was like a week in between dates, so we'd been texting back and forth, and you know, whatever, and sending sexual innuendo fucking memes back and forth.
Saucy messages.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Shit's
like,
spicy, dude.
Yeah, like, you better watch your mouth or I'm going to shove my dick in it. But but just stuff like that. And then I was like, "Yeah, I don't really like what I'm seeing right now." And she flips the fuck out on me.
It's you're the problem.
Yeah, so I got 92 text messages from this girl in 15 minutes.
92.
And it's not like, "You're a piece of shit," one text message. I fucking hate you. It's like full on paragraphs. You're a fat fucking piece of shit.
Oh
I can't
my
believe
God.
I went from like wanting to lay with you to hating your guts and all this stuff. I was like, I just don't want to see you again because I think you have a problem with alcohol. And
Just
she's
a mean
like,
lady.
yeah. So like the bar that we had met
She's
at,
a rascal.
yeah. She's a real tough cookie. But
Real tough cookie.
But the bar we had met at, like, I've been going there since they've opened. Like, I know the general manager. Like, we'd hung out a bunch at the time. And she's like, I'll make sure you'll never be able to go back there and stuff.
You'll never drink in this
you'll
town
never-
again.
Yeah. I was like, you're not going to dictate where I go. And she tries to, like, negotiate terms. Like, well, you go on Tuesdays and I'll go on Wednesdays. It's like, fuck you. If you
Why
see
don't
me
we
there-
have kids together?
Yeah, I was
Is this
like,
a
if you-
fucking parenting
God.
plan?
So-
if you see me there, just don't fucking talk
Legal
to me.
arrangement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a
That's like an AA meeting where you're like in a couple and you break up and then you're like, I'll go to the meeting on Tuesday. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was ridiculous. But I screenshotted all those. I was working at T-Mobile at the time, and I was showing everybody at work, like, fucking look at this. This is crazy. And I still have those in, like, the year, like, so, like, Google Photos or whatever. Every year it pops up, like, oh, here's a memory. And it's
She's like all fucked up,
No.
like just like, ah.
It's the, it's the screenshots from those text messages that pop every year. I'm like, oh, shit, that's right. This happened at this time, like 6 years ago.
6 years.
Yeah. What's a really bad dating story you have now that I've thrown this one on the table?
dating story.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that kind of thing.
I don't date, man.
What's a
doesn't
really
really.
bad hooking up on Tinder story that you have right now?
I don't do Tinder either.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't do Tinder.
He doesn't.
Never?
He's smart. He doesn't dabble with women.
Yeah, I don't fuck around with women, man.
Yeah?
I don't fuck around with them. It's been like 5 years since
So grind your story then.
So I was sucking this dude's dick in an alley behind an Applebee's on a fucking Thursday. It was like weird.
Yeah,
It's standard.
That's what we all do.
No, I don't have any great stories. I only
You
have
don't?
chaotic misery, and so therefore I fucking leave that
So
shit completely alone.
You've just got to learn to turn that chaotic misery into a good story.
I don't know if I want to fucking talk
people
about
write
this.
story.
Huh?
You don't have to. I'm not making you. Fucking talk about it, Mike.
It's not like I'm just saying, in the time I've been on social media doing my thing that I do, there's a lot of wackos out there
yeah.
that get their fucking hooks in. Not currently.
Right.
But when I was getting divorced, there were a lot of fucking wackos that I was just like, yeah, let me get out there. Let me fucking, yeah, Instagram's great. Like, I've got this big following. Like, yeah, this is easy. And then I'd meet them, and they'd fucking want to lock it down. Yeah. They want to lock it down. And it was just like, what's the one way that girls lock it down is they put a baby inside of me.
my
like,
God.
and so I just fucking like,
So what you're saying is your pullout game is weak.
oh yeah, no. I don't have any kids that are floating around, but like there's definite effort on the other side that tried to make that happen.
yeah.
Where it's like, but yeah, I haven't been on a fucking like legit date in fucking ever.
What do you
Like
doing later tonight?
probably 20 years, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
like 20 years because I was married for like 10,
Right.
and then it's 5 years. You know,
Yeah.
it's been 5 years or 6 years since I've been
And
divorced.
you've got your
Yeah.
mind on other shit. That's not a pressing
I've got
matter.
too
And
much fucking going on, and like I would entertain the idea. You know, we've had discussions about. I would entertain the idea, but then I would fucking meet these people, and I'd be like, God damn it!
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking
It's a lot
talk
of
about
energy.
myself. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
can we just fucking like
Right.
not fucking deal with the other shit? Like, and turns out people don't like that. Like, they don't like just hooking up, and especially when you're my age, they want to fucking lock it down.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't what I'm about,
I'm
boss.
40. I need a husband.
And the other side is like they think like I'm going after other women, and I'm not.
Right.
I just don't. I love women so much I completely stay away from them. That's
Yeah,
the whole
people
fucking
think
thing,
you're
dude.
the party guy. Like,
Oh, dude, they
you're not
absolutely.
that guy.
And it's funny. People meet me and they're like, I've said it to plenty of people. They're like, do the thing, and I'm like, what fucking thing are you talking about? Oh, that character I do online or the fucking podcast.
Like, that's a character, bud.
You think I'm going out into a Ruby Tuesdays or some shit? Rest in peace, Ruby Tuesdays. You think I'm going out and fucking being this wacky person that's just like, yeah, fuck lesbians, and I'm like pointing at people? No. Like, I do this in my safe space,
Yeah.
which is this fucking area.
Yeah.
I'm not going out and being a goon and shit, so like people have this perception of me that I'm just
Yeah.
Like, yes, I can think of those things that you may have heard me say one time. And I do them in a very select location, but I'm not going to the fucking Planned Parenthood and getting like, look at all these fucking dead babies.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
Let me
Like,
get a bag of fucking condoms. Sweet.
yeah. I bet you put your dick in these condoms, fucking faggot. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not
going to
going
use them for free water balloons. Thank you, government.
yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I just don't have a fucking...
That's the difference between online persona and your real persona. Yeah, and people don't get that.
And while I would talk like this, it's obviously different because we're recording and shit, but I would talk like this when we were like all hanging out. But I'm not going out in the public and do... It's much like anybody that goes and fucking does anything or fucking hits on chicks or fucking does whatever.
Yeah.
You're different in different locations.
Different situations.
Yeah, so I don't have any fucking cool dating stories, and I'm not going to tell I'm not going to tell the three that I could tell.
Are you still with your girlfriend?
I am with my girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want. Do you want to get into
what was her? I don't remember her brother's name. What was her?
Hey, let's not get into it. He doesn't want to.
Just because
he
came to the camp because he came to the winter camp.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
His name is Tony.
That's right, Tony. Yeah, he was doing some serious fucking snow shoveling.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. After it.
Yeah. There's a video of him like fucking moving mountains of snow, mountains like full speed.
Yeah, he was drunk halfway in the evening, and then he reaches up to me as I'm walking past him by the fire.
Yeah,
and he grabs my hand. He goes, "Thank you, for bringing me out. Thank you." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem, man."
Yeah, like so, my buddy Andrew that I brought out to.
Yeah, right.
And he was like on the way back, he was like, I was so honored to be part of that group. And it's like, dude, it's just a bunch of dudes going out in the woods, like camping. It's not that big a deal. He's like, thank you so much. Yeah. He was like, thank you so much. And I think it's like, that's the cool thing about the camp is like, I feel like it's something that we're used to because this is our group that we're used to. And then afterwards, now I have Andrew in the Sucker Free group, which is pretty much everybody that went on the camp. Which I want to add you in there, but everybody's like, Mike's in so many like message groups. You don't want him in there.
I'll be in there for a day and leave it. Like,
yeah. I mean, you can just turn it on mute like everybody else does because that I
don't do that.
That chat group.
I've left groups that I started before. I'm like, but yeah, God, fuck these people.
Yeah, and that's the cool. That's what I really like about the group because I've been in it for a while, so I feel like I kind of take it for granted. And then my buddy Andrew, that was his first Mayor Andrew. We called him Mayor Andrew.
Yeah, he was.
We had like my truck obviously got stuck. He didn't attempt it, and then my truck got towed out, and it fucked up my running boards and all that. But Dan and Nate's truck got down there fine. So later on in the night, there was people out there. We were out in the Roslyn area, like French Cabin Creek, camping for the winter camp, and it was the first time that we didn't do like a snowshoe for a winter camp. So it was a car camping. So we brought a ton of stuff, like 8 like kings out there. I was insane. We were having like New York strip steaks. It was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Insane, dude. Yeah.
And these folks came down thinking there was nobody down there. And they're in a tundra, and my buddy Andrew's just destroyed at this point. He's just like, you can camp down here. There's a spot right there. You can camp. You can camp. You can camp.
You can camp.
Just over and over. I was like, hey. And the dude's girlfriend was like flirting with everybody, and the dude was like, no, we have to get out of here. Like my girlfriend's gonna fuck everybody else down here.
Yeah. The dude was like this. Like if you were the guy,
the guy was like,
my girlfriend. That's why he left. He's like, my girlfriend's gonna fuck everybody here.
He's like, fuck. We just meandered down this thing. We can't get out of here. It's middle of the night.
We took a wrong turn, and now she's blowing everybody.
Flirting with everyone. Andrew's at like the front of the truck, and they're trying to turn left. He's like, turn the wheels right, bro. Turn the wheels right. And he's like this close to the truck. I was like, Andrew, you have to get out of the way. He's like, I don't care. I'll fucking die. But yeah, she was very much flirting with everybody because like they got stuck. So we were like, well, fuck, we've been doing this for like 3 hours because everybody's vehicles got stuck. So we had traction boards and shovels. Everybody starts digging them out. They didn't even ask. Everybody's just like, all right, let's get back to it, fellas. We're all drunk, like digging them out. And she was like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And Andrew's like, "You can park over there." So now he's got the name Mayor Andrew.
Oh, sweet.
So, but he was just like, after that camp, he was like, I had so much fun, dude. I want to go again. And it's like, yeah, this is what we do.
Why didn't I go? I was away, I think.
I think you were out of because you were gonna go, and then like last minute you're like, I have to go out of town.
Well, that's
work.
right. Yeah, it was right the day after I fucking committed to it.
So
then I was told that you have to go out of state, and I was like, God damn it!
That was my third winter camp.
Shit. That's why
that was my third winter camp, and it was the best. It was the best out of all of them. Like the other ones were great in their own right, because I met.
You didn't like the one where I slipped and smashed my face?
That one was fun. I have like a couple of dick pictures on my phone from people like whipping their dicks out and pissing into.
Not
the fire.
Me. Not me.
Not you. 1.0.
We were all there for that one.
The first one, so, and it's just, I'm just the type of person like, oh, you're gonna piss into the fire that we've been working hard to keep fucking going all night because it's cold as shit out here and we got some wet ass wood that we just went into the fucking forest and chopped down a tree for. I'm gonna take a picture of your wiener and it's gonna live in the fucking halls of assholism.
Does it show up every year on your memories?
It does. So it's
and you wake up, you're like, "What's this memory?" It's like cock. Just fucking cock.
So I have an iPhone, and it'll have for that day. It has like a cover photo, and it's that photo. So like when I'm scrolling through for like January of like 2018 or whatever it was, that's the cover photo. Is just a dick hanging out. I'm like, oh shit, this is it right here. Look at it. But
how veiny and vascular it is.
Yeah, it's a big triumphant veiny bastard. Yeah. So. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. And I think that when me and Dan were kind of talking about doing it, me, Dan, and Mark were talking about doing it, and they're like, "Oh, do we want to snowshoe? Where do we want to go?" It's like, let's do I feel like we could get more people if we do just a drive up camp.
Yeah,
so,
I think
I like snowshoeing, but that's a bit much for I think most people.
Yeah.
So if we just drive up and camp, I feel like we get a lot more people to go. We're going to be able to bring more along, so we're going to kind of glamp and
I think like as you scale these things, like Lake of the Angels would be like hardcore. 4 out of 4.
Yeah,
that's where like the people that committed to it pretty much. Then you have something else before that where like more like less equipped people can go, and then. And I'm talking about like group effort type shit, and then like glamp would be like first of the year winter camp, fucking or end of the year, whenever that is, and just scale that shit up. And
have you done Angels yet?
No, not yet. I want to go this year, but it's just it's with work. So I'm still in my first year at work, so I have no time off. I'll get time off in June is when I'll start getting vacation time. Other than that, like it's hard to get a request off because they can tell you no because you don't have time. So. But I've almost been there for a year. I want to go. It's something I've been wanting to do. But even when we did the camp last year, we snowshoed out at Paradise, and there was 4 of us. It was just me, Dan, Mark, and Brandon. And it was cool. We had a good time. But I was fucking wrecked from the night before because I was like literally the night before I was going through like a breakup the night before that happened, and I got wrecked. And like we fought some like Army infantry dudes that were like at the Temple Theater, and like I picked a dude up and dumped him on his head in the Doyle's parking lot. Yeah, and like
we gotta go drinking with him.
Yeah, we had to flee into the night, and it was bad. Yeah, like we heard sirens. We're like, let's get the fuck out of here. And we're running down St. Helens, like trying to get out of there before the police showed up. And then the next day at like 7 a.m., I went snowshoeing. So they're like, hey, come out of your tent. I was like, I want to die right now. I don't want to do anything. So I just I hunkered down in my tent the whole night. So, but that was still fun. We got buried under like 1.5 feet of snow, and like we snowshoed in the wrong direction for 2 miles, and then had to backtrack. So I get why people don't want to go do that, because if you're not used to doing that stuff, it's like, this is bullshit. Like, I don't like doing it. We were towing a sled behind us. It was fun. I had fun doing it, but I'm used to doing stuff like that. So I bought snowshoes to go snowshoeing and started getting into it by myself. And we're like, oh, let's snowshoe for the winter camp this year.
Yeah.
Like actual snowshoe, not like we did the first year.
That first winter camp was like a fucking quarter mile or something. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
And like when I got there, I brought my big ass like $400 MSR like backcountry snowshoes that are like 48 inches long.
Oh yeah,
because I was such a heavy dude when I bought them. I was like, I'm gonna need like 500 pounds of flotation, bro. And I got out there. I didn't put them on. I just walked out in my regular boots out to the campsite. So
dang, I don't even remember you on the first one. You were there?
You weren't at the first one, were you?
Yeah, the first one was out near Snoqualmie. That was where Canfield whipped his dick out and pissed in the fire.
Yeah, I was at that one. I think we just weren't tight then. Yeah. I showed up later.
He was there for sure.
Yeah.
But Patrick was there. Will was there.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was where I met Will, and that's kind of what like, so the group that we have that you're in like that group message, that was Will's group, and originally it was called some of my friends, but not all of my friends.
Yeah, and it's changed names.
It's changed names. Like we were the Tactical Orcas. Like
Tactical
Orcas. Yeah, that was before you were in it. Like we were tactical. Like what should be our tactical name? I was like, fucking Tactical Orcas, bro. That'd be so dope because they're like killer whales. Yeah, we're just fucking stupid. And then it would be like the name would change like 8 times in a day because everybody puts their.
You could just change it.
Yeah, it'd be like it'd be like Dan and the Fuck Boys or something like that. So. And then we added when we changed, because there was a particular member of the group that became very toxic, and we just got tired of hearing, this is a chick I'm banging now. This is a chick I'm banging now. This is a chick I'm banging now.
Starts with
an A.
Oh no.
No, you don't know who this person is.
Don't name people.
Yeah, so it was just like everybody got tired of it. So I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I was stressed out with work, and I was like, I can't, like, I'm gonna start flashing on the student. I really don't want to, because I had gotten into it with him a couple times, and like he had posted like screenshots of conversations he was having on like Tinder and stuff. And he was like, he's like, yeah, we can go hiking later, but it has to be after 11 because I work the stock markets in the morning and blah, blah, and all this stuff. It's like, dude, it's like he posted that. I was like, I work this, like I quoted it. I was like, I work the stock markets in the morning. You fucking nerd, right? And he was like, fuck you. I made 10 grand last month. And I was like, cool story, bro. You're still a fucking nerd. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to get out of here. So I started a group called Sucka Free.
Oh yeah, right. In lieu of, right. Okay, that's where the name came from. Okay.
And so now everybody's in that group, and it's evolved into Will's original group of friends, and then like now Mark and
a lot of Dan's people are in there too.
Yeah. So
it's weird how like you have eventually. Yeah. And I've done groups before that I've had to shut down, like with somebody that used to be a part of our the TASTEV stuff.
Right.
And it's like you get so many people in this thing. You're like, hey, everybody join this. Like everybody, you want to be a part of this group. And when you start building it, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, I'm going to do something real funny. Look at these pics of this chick that I'm talking to.
Right.
Like, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no one's talking about that.
Yeah.
Look at this chick I banged. Bah! And you're like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. Why are you showing this? Like, everybody's talking about stonks, dude.
Yeah.
Stonks.
And
like, why?
I feel
why did you have to bring that in there? We're in a very focused thing. Like, it was really fucking. It started out real peaceful, and then it got all crazy.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, no, bro.
It's like Pokemon card trading, and then they're all like, "Hey, look at titties," and we're like, "We're talking about Charizard, motherfucker. All right, get the fuck out of here with that shit."
Bring out Charizard. Now it's Char-Titzard.
Actually, so my buddy Shane, who I met through playing video games, like we've known each other since like Halo 2. That's how we were like. How long have we known each other?
Since
Halo
the
2.
release of Halo
all right,
2.
bro. Like since like 2004. All right, but he does. So he's gotten into like his family owns like a ironworking company. What's going on?
He's fucking with his
freaking out.
His
over
COVID
Just take
catcher.
it off, dude. Are you about to go into a Safeway? What the fuck is going on?
He's fucking with his COVID catcher. Let me take mine off.
Yeah. Fucking nerds. I didn't even bring one.
COVID's not real. I've got opinions.
Share them with us. And she's like, I don't want to share them because I want a tip. But
I believe everything the current administration saere everything, even when they change their opinion. Even when they change their opinion, I believe it.
Yeah. But where were we going? So my friend Shane, he does work on the side for his family, but he's recently gotten into, and me and him have been talking about this a lot, where I'm gonna start like giving him money each week because he like focuses, like he's like way down the like card collecting rabbit hole, and he's buying like fucking like Pokemon cards for like $40 a pack and pulling like Charizards and selling them for like $800 online. It's insane. I was like, dude, like what? He's been telling me like what he's been selling stuff for. Like he got like some Tom Brady rookie and it was like $2,300 and he paid like $40 for the pack. I'm like, holy shit, dude. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna start giving you like $200 a month. Like you're gonna be a company. I'm gonna invest in you, and then you just take like whatever, like I'll give you $200 and you take that and spend
that could be a business
and spend it on whatever. And
those are all write-offs, dude. You may not make any money.
And you keep 20% of whatever we get because I trust him enough where he's not gonna be like, well, the $200 he got like this rookie card that's $2,000, but I'm gonna tell him I got this. I trust him enough that he can do that, but it's just like he's like so in depth with it and it's like researched it so much. Like the dude we've been talking about it for like a month, and this is insane because I used to collect baseball cards all the time, but it was just like I want to complete the set. I didn't give a fuck about selling anything, right? And like the dude has made like fucking like 12 grand in the last like 2 months.
Wow,
just buying. Like going out and like buying packs of Pokemon cards or like football cards or baseball cards and then sending them in to get like graded and then selling those. And it's just insane. And like he's like, we talk about what we're playing. We play Destiny too because we're fucking nerds. But we talk about what we're playing and he talks about it. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Like I'm going to start giving you $200 a month. Like I'm going to start investing in you to do this stuff. And you take 20% and then give me the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Stonks.
So
stonks, bro.
Like, fuck stonks,
Doge,
bro. Like,
bro.
Yeah. Fucking Doge.
Investor.
Don't even fucking talk about that right now.
Did you lose your ass in Doge?
Dude, I'm like down like $100 right now.
Damn,
that,
dude.
So.
I'm up. I'm up.
on Doge?
I bought that shit in 2019 a lot.
So
When it was 4 zeros.
So I bought,
and now it's up. I'm up.
So there's like the bar graph.
Stonks are high, dude.
There's the bar graph where it like hit peak here, and I bought right about here.
Yeah.
And then it hit peak, and I was like, oh, I should get rid of it. But I was like, fucking hold it to the moon, hold it to Mars, and now it's just in the fucking toilet. And I was like,
well, it's estimated. If you look at the estimates in 5 years, it's $34.
And that's what I'm hoping for, because I remember
you gotta hold it. It's a long game. You can't fucking.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I think I have like 10,000 right now. So
pocket change, bro. I got all those dogs.
Well, yeah, but I've got 10,000 shares of it, and I'm hoping because when
if it goes up to fucking $1, that's
$10,000, and I think I'm invested at this point like $600 or something like that. But I remember, so there's this dude I played, not to keep going back to video games. I feel fucking terrible.
That's all right.
Like, all my friends,
this is the fucking Wook show, man.
Yeah.
It's the Wook show.
This dude Scody that I used to play video games with, and he's from Kentucky.
Scody,
yeah. I don't know his real name. I think his name is Scott. Yeah,
Scody.
He's from Kentucky. He's got the thick Kentucky accent. He's like, yeah, man, this fucking Bitcoin thing that's coming out. And I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, there's nothing supporting Bitcoin. I was all about that when it first came out. I was like, fuck Bitcoin, dude. There's nothing behind it.
It's fucking wizard.
And he was buying into it when it was like $100 a share. I was like, I don't understand it. I'm not going to do it. And now it's like 45,000, 50,000 share.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why didn't I listen to Scody?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this dude's great. He's like, I saw like after we were friends on Xbox for a while, I friended him on Facebook. This motherfucker's like 4'7". He is the shortest dude on the face of the planet. It's amazing. But yeah, I wish I would have
compared to you. He's a midget.
Yeah, I'm a fucking giant.
Yeah.
I make people feel small.
I feel small.
I'm a big man. Let's put our hands together.
No, yeah, you're fucking huge.
Well, hey, man, fucking down that shot.
I've been
touch tips.
I've been holding.
Take that shot. We'll fucking finish this out and finish with final thoughts.
Like, I feel like we need to have 2 more glasses, so because I got a sweet little like Irish proverb toast that we should all do.
Let's do it. Oh, 2 more glasses. You need a glass?
2 more glasses.
I'll be right back.
Give me 2 more glasses. We can all do it at the same time. It's kind of my go-to like toast now. And it's a really, really good one. I looked it up for like a wedding that I had to give the speech at as a best man. And like it's just stuck. It's a really good one. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Okay. I'm gonna wait until you do it. It's a really good one. So
okay,
it's a really good one. Look at this is David. Look at how handsome he is. Fuck, I'd put it out. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Yes, dude.
The task tip.
Stained with coffee. It's clean. Straight out of the dishwasher. How about you just put in a shot? I don't want to get wasted, dude.
Right there.
Okay, cool.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I know you have to drive after this, so. I'm always a designated.
I don't have to drive. What are you talking about?
I know you have to take the link light rail.
Ride the Orca.
Yeah. Is that good?
That's good.
Look at that, dude. Look at that camera. Still fucking recording. DSLR still recording.
Mine would be on fire right now.
Yeah.
All right. All right, gents. So this is Irish proverb. May your hands be ever stretched out in friendship and never in want. Cheers.
Oh, yeah. It hits a couple of seconds after you do a little shimmy shake. All right, kids. Thanks for watching this episode of the Violent Professional Podcast. Thanks for listening. If you're not watching, I appreciate it. Thanks to Gangsta Wook in the Woods, David, and me.
Thank you.
And whenever I say thanks to me, everybody's like, what the fuck?
The words of Mark. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Violent Pro. Also Violent
Bio Pro.
Bio Pro.
Bye-bye.
Bye.